Union Mechanical Contractors. Christian Brothers, hockey sticks by hockey players, Warren, Minnesota. By John Surratt Chainsaws and Trimmers. See your local John Surratt dealer today. And by Great Clips. Every great stylist is trained to give you the look you want every time.
Good evening again, everybody. I'm Perry Williams, and welcome to our continuing coverage of the 1993 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament. It is Fabulous Friday. We have 3 out of the 4 semifinal games in the books already. 1 more to go, and here we go with it at the St. Paul Civic Center. Let's check out now live with Frank Mazzacco and Tommy Reed. Good evening, gentlemen.
Perry, thank you very much. And what we have in this second semifinal game is a matchup between experience and depth. And the Spuds from Moorhead, we think, have the depth edge in this one.
I don't think there's any question in talking to Coach Terry Cullen. He feels that he has that depth. When you get to the high school tournament, so often we see teams that have probably 2 good lines. Some do just 1 good line. But he said, I've got 3 good lines. He said, I know I've got that experience. A tough win last night, but a big win also for his team.
And it's hard to beat Hill Murray when it comes to experience. The school has been to the state tournament 15 times in 19 years. And a couple of players, including Jason Godbout, and Brent Godbout, part of the 1991 team that was the state champion. So they have experience, so does their coach, Steve Rollick, who played in 3 state tournaments. He, at now age 24, is the youngest coach to bring a team to the state tournament. So we're getting ready for our opening face-off. Should be another thrilling game, and we'll have the face-off for you from the Civic Center in St. Paul.
Mr. Nelson? This is TCF. Mr. Nelson, if you could change the way banks do business, what would you change?
I'd keep them open later on Saturday.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson.
TCF is now open till 3 p.m. on Saturdays at most locations.
TCF, banking the way you want it. We call it a unified ergonomic interior design. Ray Campbell calls it his quiet cabin in the woods. We call it high-strength steel body construction. Emily Ross calls it a place to put her valuables. We call it an impressive value starting at around $12,000. Tom Reese calls it more affordable than his daughter's wedding. We call it Corolla, the all-new Toyota Corolla, the brand-new car with a familiar name.
For 12 years, Tony and Teresa Torres have had their life insurance with American Family.
When the children were born, we knew we needed to add more life insurance.
The Torres family also has American Family auto and homeowners insurance.
We just feel secure with American Family.
Loyalty, the mark of satisfied customers.
American Family Insurance.
Look in the white or yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you.
Danny Walker puts everything he has into everything he does. It's something he learned from his dad. As one of 250,000 family farmers who make up the farmland system, Mike Walker puts everything he has into producing better food. That's why farmland foods are the best they can be. It's not easy, but Mike knows the extra effort's worth it. It's something he learned from his son. Farmland, better farming, better food.
And the rookie coach, Steve Rollick, with his 23-3 record, will be taking on the 7-year veteran, Terry Cullen from Moorhead, with a 25-1-0 mark. Their only loss to Jefferson. And Dick Stanford will introduce us to the cheerleaders and tonight's starting lineups.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the introductions for our second semifinal game of the evening. Let's begin by meeting the cheerleading squads from the respective schools. First, for the Moorhead Spuds, Nikki Anderson, Heather Beaton, Gina Endersby, Erin Calder, Jamie Matson, and Kristen Shervin. And now the Hill Murray cheerleaders, Carrie Dindorf, Renee Ronayne, Kristen Larson, Julie Davis, Mary Conroy, Angela Ness, and mascot Andrea Rogers. Our second game this evening matches the champions of Section 8 with a record of 25-1, the Moorhead Spuds, and the champions of Section 3 with a record of 23-3, the Hill Murray Pioneers. And this game is for the right to play Bloomington Jefferson for the '93 State High School Hockey Championship. Here are your starting lineups. First, let's meet Moorhead Spuds. In goal, number 27, Troy Brecky. At defense, number 3, Rob Grammer. And number 10, Dan Frisch. Starting at center for Moorhead, number 5, Josh Arnold. And his wings are number 8, Jim Jacobson. And number 16, Greg Salvavold. Moorhead's head coach is Terry Cullen. And now the starting lineup for Hill Murray. First in goal, number 21, Fred Hennon. At defense, number 16, Christian Graham. At defense, number 17, Jason Godbout. At center, number 12, Chad Brennan. And his wings are number 7, Brent Godbout. And number 19, Steve Pignato. The head coach of the Pioneers is Steve Rollick. Here are your officials for this semifinal game. The linesman is Rick Chamon, and the referees are Jeff Shy and Rich Robbins.
And to set the record perfectly clear is senior Brent Godbout, who was on the '91 championship team along with Chad Brennan. Jason Godbout had not quite come along there. He is in just his junior year, so
he wanted to be on that team.
He certainly wanted to be. He was just dying to be here, but not quite yet. Wasn't his turn. Brent having a fine tournament, nice game in the opener, and their 3-2 win over Park Center, scoring a power play goal and adding an assist. And they got most of their goal production from that first line, with Brennan getting a goal. The other goal for Hill Murray coming from Jason Godbout, the defenseman.
You know, interesting talking to some of the fans in the building here. They're looking ahead to tomorrow night. Who's it going to be? And you talk to one group and they said, oh, it's going to be the Spuds. We just know Moorhead's going to be in there. You talk to another group and they say it's going to be the Pioneers. So there's a lot of, I think, anticipation as to what happens in this game. You can bet the players right now, they want to go to that game. They're not thinking about it. They've got to win this one first, and that's the most important thing.
And neither team is going to have an easy go of it. Troy Brecky was just stellar last night.
Yeah, the coach really was not real happy with some of his play. He thought there were a couple goals there were a little bit lax on his part. He was not happy with his overall play. But also at the other end, we're getting Fred Hennon back in the nets once again. You see his goals against average, a pretty good record on the number of wins, 11 on the year. This should be a pretty good contest between these two clubs.
And at center ice from the faceoff, puck is flipped into the Moorhead zone. It comes free. A little wraparound try here by Godbout, fails to work. He pries it loose off the boards and tries to center, and it rolls free to the far side. There's Steve Pignato over to pick it up. Now Chad Brennan back behind the net. Brennan to the far point. Graham shooting, and a save made by Brecky, and he holds on.
Well, Pignato standing right on the doorstep, and Hill Murray coming out very strong in the first few seconds of this period. They want to get that quick jump. They control the puck in the Spud zone, able to get that quick shot on net, but once again also Brecky right on the doorstep, able to make the save and get the stoppage of play.
So we are early in the game, and now Mike Govoronsky's line is out for Hill Murray, along with the line centered by Ryan Kraft for the Moorhead Spuds. Moorhead shoots at the center ice. It's picked off there, then played back ahead by Jeff Blossom deep into the zone. Played around by the Spuds. Joel Jameson to the near side. They roll it out at center, and here comes Kraft. 2 men across. He slips the check, moves right in on goal. And the first big save of the game is made by Fred Hennon.
Well, what a good move also. Kraft with that puck coming right down. The defenseman looking down. Gosselin looking down for the puck. You've got to make certain when you make the pass like that, it's on the stick to get it out of your own zone, and that's exactly what happened. And you watch him go around the defense from there, and he had a tough time, but Kraft going right on top of the goaltender. So both goaltenders getting the first shot on net, able to hang on to it.
Still have not played 60 seconds in this hockey game, and both goalies called on to make some saves. Kraft in for this faceoff. John Haberlock on one wing, Ryan Frisch on the other. From the faceoff, the puck comes back to the blue line. It's broken up, and racing ahead comes Mark Smith for Hill Murray, right in on goal. Brecky, a big save again, and the puck goes into the corner. Goal has come loose, and he'll fix that. But wow, are we off to a roaring start. 57 seconds into the game. With the break in the action, we'll take a break and be right back with the 93 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
Come see over 100,000 horses gathered together under one roof. The Auto Show at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Make tracks.
John Haberlock injured on the play as he came back to help out as Hill Murray coming very close once again. Mark Smith had a golden opportunity for the Pioneers coming down in that left wing position. He's all by himself. You see him coming in the netminder right here, Troy Brecky. He's trying to pull it and go in the 5-hole, loses it as he gets hit there at the last second. Look at the stride of him right now. He's got the head up. He knows what he wants to do with it, but he's trying to go through that pad. And you see everyone coming back in to help out. And a number of players colliding down there.
Haberlock or Joel Jamieson?
Oh, it is,
Joel Jamieson, the defenseman, who was racing back. And really no one was anywhere close to being able to get to Mark Smith. Jamieson, the only way he was able to get to him was to make that diving and sprawling play. While they tend to him, we're going to go down to ice level, where Paul Guggenheimer is standing by with a man who is having just one incredible tournament, and that is Mr. Langenbrunner from Cloquet. Paul?
All right, thank you, Frank. Jamie Langenbrunner from Cloquet joining us. He's watching this tournament, feeling that he wishes he was in this game. And how hard is it for you to have to watch Moorhead play after losing to them last night?
Real hard. I mean, come down here expecting to win and get beat. It hurts.
You had a big game last night with 4 assists, and the good news is you came back today with a goal and 3 assists and a win for Cloquet against Park Center. So you guys bounced back and seem to be in relatively good spirits.
Yeah, we didn't want to end our season today. We wanted to come back and get a couple wins, and luckily we won today, and hopefully we'll do the same thing tomorrow.
Tomorrow you play Austin Pacelli for the Consolation Championship at noon. Your thoughts about that game?
I got to get out on them early. They had a great game against Apple Valley today. We hope we get up on them early and come on with a victory.
How good is this Moorhead team? I mean, what were the things that they did that put them over the top last night?
Well, they're so fast and quick. I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, so much depth. It's hard to play against that.
You're having an outstanding tournament. You come back next year for your senior year. Are you leaning toward a college at this point?
I'm leaving it open. Whatever happens, happens.
All right, Jamie Langenbrunner of Cloquet, the Associated Press Player of the Year and a member of the All-State team. Let's go back upstairs.
Thanks very much, Paul, and probably one of the leading scorers in this tournament with an 8-point week so far, 1 goal and 7 assists combined yesterday and today. Still nothing to score here. Joel Jamieson made it off on his own power. We hope that he will be all right and return to action. Now puck is played in deeper by Hill Murray around to the far side. Jacobson waiting for it, pops it right in front. Hennon is there to play it away. And it rolls back out at center ice, controlled by Robert Grammer. He loses it, and it's dumped all the way down by Hill's defenseman Jason Godbout. Pace just a little bit tentative right now as Greg Salvovo works it up on the far side, but ran into a check. The puck hops free. Now we lose a puck, and we'll have a face-off coming up.
Pioneers, a good skating hockey club. They came out, as we told you, with a quick burst of speed here, and it seemed to have controlled it a little bit more so in the early moments of period number 1. And I think that talking to Coach Terry Cullen of the Spuds, that he was not, as I said earlier, happy with his entire team. And they talked about today, he watched the film to see where the mistakes were made, and then the players also agreed that, we've got to pick up the pace. If we want to get to the final game, that means we've got to play a very tough and talented team in the likes of the Pioneers.
Puck driven in deeper by Chad Brennan of Hill Murray. Back at the near point, they go reaching for it, but the puck comes through. Racing ahead, Josh Arnold. He can really dart and make things happen. He fires one on, and it makes the save. And boy, he wasn't sure where that one was going to land. Looked like it may have dropped down into his pads. And I'm sure he's thrilled that it did.
Well, Josh Arnold's got that quickness that we talked about last night. He had 2 goals and 1 assist in the game, including the game winner. As you watch the play once again, he wants to take a look to see if there's anyone coming with him. No one there. He goes a little bit wide. He knows he's getting too far in to have a good scoring opportunity, so he elects to take the shot there very quickly, hoping for a hole or for at least an opportunity for a rebound to come to one of his teammates.
Now Arnold's line is off, and Ryan Kraft's line is on with Haberlock and Frisch. Bill Murray lining up with Brad Dopp, Mike Gavronsky, and Tyler Burkwall. Now to center ice. Here comes Dopp. Checked up along the boards, forced to lose the puck, but it comes free again. And Rory Corton plays it out at center ice for the Spuds. They make it 2-on-1. Here's Kraft moving in. Tried to pull the trigger, but a good back-checking play by Hill. Sean Goslin broke up that shot. That was a great scoring opportunity. Now Hill roaring right back the other way, loses control of it, and it's shot into the zone by Tyler Burkwall. Back come the Spuds on the far boards. Haberlock jammed up on the far wall, and the Pioneers have it behind their own end. Blossom playing it up on the far side. They relay it ahead at center, looking for Brad Dopp. That failed to click. And from center, Grammer gets it in for the Spuds. And that rush is broken up by Burkwall again on the far side. Burkwall, number 3, a right wing on this line. We're 3.5 minutes into this game, nothing to score. Had a pretty roaring first start, and now things, since the injury to Jamison, a little bit slowed down here right now, but the scoring, you just sense from both teams that there's going to be a lot of scoring opportunities, at least in this period, unless they make some adjustments between periods.
I think you're absolutely right, Frank. And the one thing is when you start like that, there's so much nervousness on the part of the players that they tend to be a little bit more aggressive at times.
Delayed penalty on Dopp for a trip or a hook. And the first power play of the game will go to the Spuds. With the break in the action, we'll be right back with the '93 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
The magic formula for family fun is on Full House.
Well, blow me down.
Weekdays at 5 on Minnesota 9.
Scoreless first period, 11:05, and the first penalty of the game will go to Dopp.
Well, he is going to be called for the hook as you watch the play right here. You can see right here, he wants to make sure he's going to pull his man back. Unfortunately, he was in front of the official, and a good call by the officials for their first power play of the evening.
From the draw, it's kept in at the blue line by Josh Arnold. Arnold, the center iceman, moved back to the point here on the man advantage. Christian Graham takes his man out, but the Spuds control. Louis Paquin had it for a moment in the corner, then had it wrapped off his stick. Check thrown to the far side by Dan Hurley. Back at the line, Grammer has it. He backhands it in deeper. Turning to go after it is Ryan Kraft. He is covered. Haberlock trying to get it free. And a hand pass called here against Moorhead. We're going to bring it outside for a face-off.
Remember, in high school competition, you can make a hand pass in your own zone. The defensive players, the offensive players cannot. And because of the hand pass by Moorhead, that will bring the face-off outside, which is a break for the Pioneers.
1:31 to go on the power play. And they will send Matt Cullen to center. Jim Jacobson will be on one of his wings. And they juggle things around a little bit as they set this power play unit. Greg Salvavold on the other wing. That moves Arnold back to the point, and they dump it in. Cleared, deflected, and it sails all the way down the rink. Grammer will go back for it. A little forechecking pressure applied by Chad Brenner, then he pulls off. Still over a minute to go on the power play. Here comes Moorhead up on the far side. Nice move by Grammer. They feed it in front for a shot and a goal. Greg Salvavold, and was that a beautiful play coming down. 1-0 Moorhead.
I don't think there's any question. What a play also in the likes of Matt Cullen, the center iceman, the son of Coach Terry Cullen, coming down that right wing position. Grammer started to play back in his own zone, getting the puck over to Matt Cullen. He comes down here. Now watch the move he puts on the defenseman. We talked about taking the man. That did not happen. That allowed Cullen to keep on coming right back in. And Salvavold standing right on the doorstep puts it away. And a power play goal for the Spuds as they lead 1-0 as you look at it once again.
Salvavold with his 16th goal of the year. And an excellent rush by Cullen. He'll get 1 assist. So at 4:56, the power play tally gives Moorhead a 1-0 lead. Puck bounces free, it rolled to the line, it came out, and it was brought back in by Corton. And so the offside was called.
So important coming out of your own zone, and that's where Robert Grammer made that initial play in the power play. You want to make certain you've got the momentum going, and then Cullen coming down, and he's got good hand-eye coordination, very, very slick on the play, and he just went around the defenseman. I believe that was Christian Graham, and just was able to put it right over to his teammate to put it away.
Justin Wegner in his own end, flipping it out at center ice, and it's dumped back in deeper by Brad Dopp. Behind the net, Brecky leaves it there, but Hill darts in and grabs it. That was Mike Gavronsky going in after it in a hurry. Now Dopp behind the net again. And out of the corner comes Haberlock with the puck. Tries to circle the net to the near side. It rolled away from him and taken away by Berklaw. He's checked in the corner. Here's Haberlock again. Playing it ahead. Kraft gets it to center. And Hill Murray will regroup at center ice as they get the puck. Sean Goslin driving it to the line, and as Gavronsky brings it in, it's an offside call. With the score, Moorhead 1 and Hill Murray 0. This is High School Hockey 93, live from St. Paul.
Now is the time to get big savings at your Chrysler Plymouth Dealers minivan store during the big sales blowout. Get Plymouth Voyager now with a $500 rebate from Chrysler for under $14,500, equipped with air and automatic, or roomy Grand Voyager, starting at only $299 a month, equipped with air and automatic. The big sales blowout at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer now. Don't let it pass you by.
Matt Cullen and his line mates, Louis Paquin and Scott Wyness out for Moorhead. 9:10 to go in period number 1. Here's Winan out to center ice, and then it's dropped back in. Grammer there to pick it up. Grammer very much an in-control defenseman, hits the line and fires. That kid's hit in all kinds of trouble. He was looking left and the puck went right.
Well, he lost it at the last second, got the glove up, but as you mentioned, Frank, he was looking the opposite way to what the puck went.
Chad Brennan gets it in over the line, gets it deep, and then puck is scooped up by the goaltender. Brecky will get a face-off.
Brecky kind of falling backwards there a little bit also, and both goaltenders have had some good saves, but also a little bit shaky at times. As a player playing against a goaltender, if you see some weak things, you see something happening to him, there's nervousness, a lot of times you tell your players, shoot it high, you know, go for the face mask if you have to, just to try and scare him once in a while, and then maybe go for the low shot, but you want to try and put as many shots on him as possible.
1-0 Moorhead leading on the power play goal. And they're going to send Josh Arnold in for this face-off. And he is going against Hurley. Right from the draw, and a shot right on, and Brecky makes the save.
Laszlo coming in that wing position, able to take the puck right off of the face-off as it came over to him. And with that quick release being a right-handed shot, he was in the perfect position to get to that puck just a little bit quicker than anyone else. And once again, Troy Brecky had to be quick to grab onto that one. You'll see him, no one is able to get back to him. That's someone's job there. Somebody has to move into him. No one should be allowed the luxury of just having a free shot from that position.
Laszlo helped launch Hill Murray into the state tournament with the 2 goals, 11 seconds apart, and a 6-2 win over Tartan. 5 skaters aside here, back at the line. It's kept in for a moment by Blossom. Then he dumps it in deeper. Mark Smith after it, tries to pop it in front. He does. And Wegner clears it to the line, still in the zone, and then they wrap it to center. Oh, what a hit! Was Greg Salvavold dropped at the line. Goslin, I think, got him.
He got him all right, and that's the one thing. Salvavold was looking behind for that puck. Whenever you do that, you take the risk of being hit from behind. You're hoping the puck comes a little bit quicker to you, and as a defenseman, before making the pass up to that wing position, you've got to make it fast, you've got to make it crisp, so that you can't allow your wingers to get hit like that. But he was waiting for it to come. It came, but unfortunately something else came at the same time.
Waiting and waiting and waiting. And ooh!
You know, there's a lot of players also, Frank, that they would rather be in the hitting part of the game. When they start to hit, it's contagious. They do it more, but also their teammates see that, and they also get into the feel of that too, and start to play the physical brand of the game.
Arnold facing off against Gavronsky, who had an assist last night. And right to the draw. Arnold right in on goal. He scores! You don't see that happen very often, and it's 2-0 Moorhead. Boy, can he explode from a standing start.
Well, he's got that quick burst of speed. Last night with 2 goals, but also one of the leaders of this hockey club as he wears the C. And when you're on the face-off position, if you don't win the face-off, at least get that center iceman. That was not the case. Right between the legs, and he goes up high as he's able to take that puck. And you can bet that Mike Gavronsky would like to have that face-off once again, as he not only missed the puck, but he also missed his check, and that allowed Josh Arnold to skate in all by himself and put it away to give the Spuds a 2-0 lead.
26th goal of the year, and needless to say, but we have to say it anyway, unassisted. It's about as unassisted as you can. Maybe give the linesman one. 8:02 to go in period number 1. Spuds up 2-0. High School Hockey 93 live from the Civic Center.
Right now, buy a McDonald's extra value meal and get an NBA fantasy pack free. Or pick one up for only 59 cents with any other purchase. Win NBA fantasy prizes like ball person for a day at next year's All-Star game.
Here you go. Thanks, Bill.
Anytime, Michael. And now a word from Michael Jordan. This month's McDonald's Burger of the Month is the McJordan Special.
Like I said.
A quarter pound of beef with cheese, smoked bacon, and tangy barbecue sauce. The McJordan Special. Talk about a crowd pleaser.
Here's a few final scores that I'm sure a lot of amateur hockey fans will be very interested. Gophers had to rally, but they beat North Dakota 6-4. Beat it. Northern Michigan 5 and Duluth 3. Wow. That's stunning. Michigan Tech 3, St. Cloud 1. That's the final. And a third period score, Wisconsin 3, Colorado College 2. Interesting, playing that game with, 6 players suspended, where the Badgers were. And they have been sputtering of late.
Yeah, they have the last few weeks were not good weeks for them.
2-on-2, Moorhead rolls it to the heel line. Nice give and go. Far side, a shot and a goal! Ryan Kraft makes it 3-0.
And what a shot that was. Now, you're wondering, is it the goalie's fault? Is he not prepared? And that's a question that we'll have to wait and see. But what a shot that was from Ryan Kraft. But watch the behind back pass right here. You see the initial play as it starts right here. And I'm trying to think, that was Josh Arnold, again, I believe, again, who made the pass in behind. We'll wait for the official call, but nonetheless was right on the stick. Look at the windup here, but also look at the room over there. A little opening between the legs, a little room to his left as well. And very quickly, we have a 3-0 lead. That goal coming at 7 minutes and 11 seconds.
The goal by Kraft, his second of the tournament, his second point of the tournament, 7-11, and 31 goals this year.
Josh Arnold will get 1 assist, but it's going to be also John Haberlach also gets the other assist. And I'm not sure it was a 15. I think it may have been a 15 that made that pass in behind the back. And we'll try and get information on that and let you know, because that was a perfect play. And you see that happen where players will try that so often in behind the back. It doesn't work very often, but when it works, it looks nice.
And with the goal, the speculation, Tom, that you raised is correct. Dave Gilbert is in, and here's the goal. It is Arnold's behind-the-back pass, and a dandy. And Kraft's shot sizzled by.
Well, Tom Greenhill, our statistician up here, just as informs that Moorhead has scored on 3 consecutive shots in goal.
And that is enough to shake a coach's confidence in a goaltender. And so much of who plays in the nets game to game depends on the coach's confidence. And Dave Gilbert will be coming in. He is a senior. And comes into the tournament with a .241 goals against average. There they are. And an 8-1 record.
Well, you know, you talk about shaking his confidence. Also, the rest of the team their confidence is a little shaken too. Twofold here. Number one, you're trying to get someone in the net, first of all, who can stop the puck, and that certainly doesn't mean that Frank Hennon could not stop the puck. He was just having a difficult time. So it's the psychological aspect of this. Pull him right now and see if we get the team get going with a few more shots on net and make something happen, because when you're behind 3-0 in state high school competition, especially in the first period, anything can happen. So there's still a long way to go in this game. We've seen teams come back who have trailed by 3 and win those hockey games, and maybe that's the psychological part that Coach Steve Rawlick is trying to put onto his players right now.
And you don't have to make the change for one of those reasons. You can make the change for both of the reasons and try to get things going. No, that wasn't souvenirs. They're just freezing some more pucks down there. Hopefully they're already frozen.
Yes, I hope they are too.
Coming up on the halfway point of the first period, and Moorhead with a 3-0 lead on a power play goal by Salvovold. Arnold's 26th of the year, and now one by Ryan Kraft, his 31st, after a nifty pass from Arnold. From center ice, Kraft moves it in on the far side, and it's shot right back out, and here's Grammer. Grammer now playing it over to the air boards. Ryan Frisch brings it in. He is checked on the plate, battles to get it free. It's wrapped in deeper, and then a high, hard hit thrown by Dan Frisch. Puck cleared all the way down, and an icing call against the Pioneers from Hill Murray. There is a look at Rob Grammer. Very solid, dependable kind of defenseman. He is one of their first-line defensemen, has 26 points this year. He's just a take-charge kind of guy.
He really is, and also you watch the play that we talked about earlier. When you've got key defensemen back there who can move the puck, that's what they're instructed to do. They don't have to be fancy with it. They don't have to make all the big plays, stick handling and so on. Move the puck out of your own zone, get it out of that dangerous area, and when that happens, you give your team that much more offensive input.
Pignato, Brennan, and Brent Godbout up front now for the Hill Murray Pioneers as they have a bit of a steep hill to climb here, down 3-0, halfway through the first period. In the slot, Moorhead shooting again. It goes back behind the net. Tipped back, Blossom goes after it. It's knocked away from him. Here's Cullen. He's checked up against the wall by Chad Brennan. Back at the far line, Grammer shooting. It skips in on goal, and the save was made by Dave Gilbert. Now Cullen got a piece of it. They centered it in front. Gilbert a save, and the loose puck rolls ahead, and Hill Murray breaks out 3-on-2, led by Brennan. Brennan bringing it in, tried to get the return feed, centers it, and it got away from Brent Godbout on the doorstep. Godbout puts it to the side. Now is Jason centering. It's back to the line for a shot that skipped wide. Controlled by Brent Godbout again. Now he flipped it behind the net. They tried to roll it in front for Brennan. That failed to work. And it's cleared up on the far side by Winans, and it goes all the way down, but they're going to wave off the icing.
All it takes, Frank, is that one goal by the Pioneers to get themselves back into this hockey game. And they almost had it in that last little melee they had around the net there. But that's what it takes to bring their confidence back in, saying, finally, hey, we got something here, guys. Let's continue from here.
That puck takes a funny bounce, and they're having trouble playing it. Sean Goslin had it for a moment, but then lost it. Now it's fired across by Jason Godbout out at center. A long shot from center ice by Brent Godbout, and a glove catch made by Brecky, and he holds on. Probably would have been a little high, but you're not taking any chances.
It was a high shot. In those situations, you don't want to get a stoppage of play if you don't have to. He had both his defensemen coming back, and what you would like to do is to drop the puck and get that play, the momentum coming right back out of the zone again, so that you don't have to worry about the face-offs. We saw what happened when Josh Arnold won his face-off. He went in and scored, and so you want to keep the puck out of there as much as you possibly can.
There's a look at Jim Jacobson, who is lined up for this face-off. He has control of the puck. Gets it ahead to Josh Arnold. Arnold, the left wing feed for Jacobson, and it's offside at the blue line. And we'll have a face-off coming up with about 6 minutes to go, period 1.
Josh Arnold making a nice little play there, coming a little bit to the right, trying to draw the defenseman. Then he hooked the puck back to the other side, a little bit behind Jacobson. Jacobson's skates actually went over the blue line as he had to reach back for the puck, and that created the offside call. We have 5:56 to go in the first period, and the Spuds are leading the Pioneers by a score of 3-0.
Now Arnold in for this face-off against Dan Hurley. And Moorhead controls. Far side of the rink, Rory Corton played it ahead. That was broken up. Now it slides in deep. Jason Godbout goes after it, now starts to move it up ice. Jason Godbout to center to the Spuds line. He lets it go. Rebound, right on. Another shot to goal. Puck was finally tucked in by Brad Dopp, and it's 3-1.
Well, that's the goal I was talking about. If the Pioneers can come back here and get that quick goal in this period, that gives them more confidence. You have to give Jason Godbout a lot of credit the way he came out of his own zone with that puck and was able to come right in over the line. We'll watch it once again. He's controlling here. No one's coming at him. You can see four black sweaters there. They allow him the freedom to get that close to the net. The save is made by Brecky, but on the ensuing replay, you can see the rebound come right back out there, and Brad Dopp able to put it away, and the Pioneers have closed the gap. They trail by 2.
Goal number 6 by Dopp comes at 9:24, and he gets it on his own rebound, and what a thing of beauty it was. Brad Dopp, a 5'10" senior, with his first goal of this tournament. Still lots of time in this period now, and that really puts that one back in. Well, now they're giving the goal to Gavronsky. Did I see it? Boy,
I thought that was the 9 who scored. Maybe we can see it again.
What? Well, they want to give it to Gavronsky, but I'm not sure. Quite willing to do that yet.
I'm not going to write it in stone yet.
Okay.
He's chiseled and hammered, hard to use.
Hammer playing it ahead. Cullen and Kraft trying to break in. Clear to the line. Grammer playing it in deeper again. Kraft off the board, trying to weave his way in, but was stripped of the puck by Hurley. Sticks get locked up there a little bit, and finally Sean Goslin knocks it all the way down. Racing after it, Mark Smith, but it's wrapped away from him. It's still loose in the corner, and Ryan Kraft comes back to get it. Wheeling out to center. Kraft in over the line and goes sprawling as he ran into Goslin, and it's back behind the net and shot around by Jeff Blossom. Our able people in the truck tell us that it was definitely Gavronsky's goal. Tommy, you and I got to look at it again.
Yes, I guess
figure out where we were.
I would like to look at it again.
They wrap it back behind the net again. Here's Haverlock. Fires it right in front. Tipped away by Cullen and tipped out of the zone. He'll wave off the icing here.
Nice little play by Cullen also. He took the puck instead of just driving down the ice. He just kind of flipped it a little bit in order to get the line change.
Christian Graham, the junior defenseman, lobbing that one in, and it skipped in dangerously on Brecky. Now Brent Godbout had a piece of it, but not enough. It's brought back in by Winans. Winans dumps it in deep. Graham behind the net. Gets it over to Steve Pignato. Knocked away from him by Cullen. And now nearly it is taken away by Louis Paquin. Paquin jammed up against the boards. And as the puck comes free, a crushing check thrown there, I think, by Graham. But it's back out at center. No, Pignato threw that one. That was a good belt. Now on the far side, Brennan was spun around and put down. No penalty call, and that shot comes right through as Pignato was looking for the tip, and he shoots again and got it through Brecky, and it went across the line but not in. Now along the near boards, here's Arnold backhanding it out of the zone. Graham goes back for it, Arnold pressuring him. A 2-goal Moorhead lead. Godbout got it to center ice. It's flipped back in over the line. They look for Brent Godbout, who he turns, puts it in front. That's intercepted and cleared, but not out. Now Jason Godbout had it for a moment. Wrapped away from him. Brent Godbout up. Looking, they look for him for the pass, but it failed to click. Blossom shooting. That's deflected into the corner. Now Chad Brennan there battling for it. 2 guys are on him. They roll it to the far side, and here is Arnold to shoot it all the way down. As much to relieve pressure as anything, and an icing call with 2:55 to go in the first period. 3-1 Moorhead. High School Hockey 93 comes to you live from St. Paul.
After all these years of cutting the grass and collecting clippings and bagging clippings and hauling clippings, Snapper introduces the unique Ninja Blade. A blade that clips clippings so small they just disappear into your lawn. It's only on the new Snapper mulching mowers. Snap yours up now and you even get half-price accessories. Words alone just can't express what great mowers they are. So see them at your Snapper dealer today.
LTC Power Equipment and Rice Lake Small Engines.
You watch the play. Look at the number of players there. You got 3 Hill Murray players, and it looked like it was number 9, but it was number 18. I have to agree. I missed on that one. And they're going to give the goal to Gavronsky, and a big goal it was for him, his first of the tournament, his 10th of the season, and the assist will go to Jason Godbout. Will get the assist, as well as Brad Dopp.
Tommy, if we're going to go down, let's go down together, all right?
That's right.
If we're going to have a collapse, let's make it total. 2:40 left in period 1. In the slot, a shot taken by Burkwall is off a skate, goes to the far side. Kraft has it up on the far wall. Taken away by Blossom, and he dumps it into the near corner. Here's Dopp going after it. And Kraft back to pick it up. That goal by Gavronsky putting Hill Murray very much back in the thick of this hockey game. In the closing couple of minutes of period number 1. Grammer rolling it across to Ryan Frisch, who gets it in. He drops it into the slot. They try to weave their way through. Cullen shooting. Nice save by Gilbert. That was a tough shot. And the Pioneers ice it to relieve the pressure.
Well, you can almost sense the confidence coming back into the likes of the Pioneers right now. Getting that goal, Dave Gilbert coming in to relieve Fred Hennon has made a difference here right now. And you can bet that the Pioneers are a long way from out of this hockey game. And they have responded, had some good opportunities. And Mike Gavronsky putting away that big goal, as we said, his first one of the tournament.
It almost looked like Rollick was telling him to bunch up, but usually you don't want to do that. In for the faceoff is Dan Hurley. Hurley, by the way, at least what I understand, is going to be the captain of the football team next year. Is that possible? Sure will be. I think the information is correct. Here we got an offside play at the line as it was broken and scrambly there.
Well, Aaron Laszlo coming back there, and he was trying to get over that line as quickly as he possibly could, but you can see the little behind-the-back pass, and he was trying to get over to Mark Smith, not able to make that play, as we saw one earlier being performed by the Spuds.
Louis Paquin there, a senior, with a goal and assist in the tournament, and will have 4 letters in hockey before he graduates. Now under 2 minutes to go in the period. Here's Paquin with the puck. Jammed up hard against the wall by Hurley. Cullen breaks free. It rolls loose in front, and it's batted away at the last second. Still scrambling, but Paquin leads the rush to center ice now. Now to the Pioneer line. He fires, and it's turned away by Gilbert right up out of play.
Well, Gilbert was ready. He didn't expect to get the call in this tournament, but he got it, and he is performing very well. You talk about the players getting letters, Frank. I think when I played, I got an H and a K, and that's as much as I got.
An H and a K? Yeah, I'm afraid to ask.
Well, in hockey.
In hockey, you got the... You didn't... So you're supposed to get the O before you get the K.
I know. I skipped a couple of years. I was sick.
It's been a treat working with you, Tom, here the last couple of days. You're really keeping me on my toes. I don't have any idea what's coming next. Now 1:25 to go in the period. And Arnold goes in for this faceoff against Chad Brennan, one of the co-captains of the Pioneers. Draw to the blue line. Frisch tries to shoot. He elects to dump it in. Arnold at the side. A quick shot and a glove catch by Gilbert. And he holds on.
Oh, that was a nice save, too. It looks like a very tough angle from there. Gilbert had the glove way down. He was in that crouching position, and that was the key there because he was in a position where he could just dart that glove down very quickly and snag onto it.
He looks like he is wanting to challenge shooters here tonight. Arnold and Brennan again for the face-off. 1:16 on the clock. Draw to the Spuds at the line. Grammer fan on it. They roll it out at center right and roll it ahead finally to Jason Godbout. He got the pass from his brother Brent, but it just failed to work. Looked like a sure breakaway happening there. Now a minute to go in the period. At the line, Blossom wraps it in, and it's dumped in deeper by Brennan. Grammer has it. Fires it up the middle to Arnold. 3-on-2 as they break out. Left side, here's a bullet turned away by Gilbert. Hard shot by Jim Jacobson. At center ice now. Jason Godbout had it for a moment. Now Blossom plays it across. Brennan waiting for it, trying to tip it in. Arnold is everywhere, it seems. He knocked that one away. Now it rolls free at the line. It's batted right back out. Wegner waiting for it, but it rolls through. Jason Godbout has it. Brent in the slot, and they converge on both of them, and neither one was open for very long. Graham shooting, and he fired it a foot wide to the far side, perhaps less than that. Now 13 in the period. Haverlock takes it in deep. Haverlock tries to center it. A shot goes off the side. Kraft takes it into the corner. Time winding down at the line. Wegner across. A drive goes wide, and the horn goes to bring this period to an end. The goal there by the Spuds could have been devastating. They really applied the pressure. But the period ends with a 3-1 Moorhead lead.
And it was a good break also for the Spuds as they came out jumping into the 3-0 lead as you talked about. But Hill Murray was a little bit slower in starting, having some problems. Once they made the goaltending change, things started to turn around for them. They got that goal and put them right back into this contest. And you can bet that 2 periods is still a long time, and I don't think this is going to be the final score of this hockey game by a long shot.
No, absolutely. Moorhead with an edge in shots, 10-9 through the first period. Excuse me, Hill Murray with the edge, 10-9. But Moorhead with the lead, 3-1 after 1 period of play. On goals that were bunched up within a span of less than 3 minutes by Salvold, Arnold, and Kraft that gave him a 3-0 lead. Paul Guggenheimer is standing by with Terry Cullen to get his impressions of this first period.
All right, thanks. Thank you, Frank. And any concerns you might have had about playing such a draining game last night had to have been eased by the start you got off to tonight. Your guys came out flying.
Well, yeah, it was nice to get that jump, but now we give them another one there, and you know, they got back in the game near the end of the period, and we've got to get our act together and make sure that we don't give up those good opportunities.
Is there any concern about your guys just being able to keep their legs for the rest of this game?
Well, that goes both ways. I'm not worried about that at all. I think our kids are well-conditioned, and I think we're in good shape. I think we can go a long time. I'm not worried about that at all.
All right, Terry Cullen, head coach of Moorhead. Let's go back upstairs.
Thanks, Paul Guggenheimer. Our first intermission getting off to a roaring start here on our TCF scoreboard. We see the Spuds with a 3-1 lead over the Pioneers. Stay with us for much more on Minnesota's Favorite One.
It's your Toyota dealer's Minnesota State Tournament sale. Toyota buyers face off for 4 days of great savings. Camry scores with a big slap-shot leasing deal. Camry puts the check on competition with top quality and value. Score more great lease deals on Corolla, the Camry-inspired all-new Toyota for '93. Save up to $2,000 in factory-to-dealer incentives on T100, Toyota's new bigger truck for full-size utility. With easy financing and immediate delivery, it's a big Toyota power play. It's only a 4-day tournament sale, and your time to score is now.
Mr. Murray?
Yeah?
Mr. Murray, this is TCF. If you could change the way banks do business, what would you change?
Maybe make it easier for people to get a loan.
How would you do that?
Maybe let people apply by phone instead of coming in.
And how much do you need, Mr. Murray?
Jeez.
TCF, banking the way you want it.
From Christian Brothers, the new Heat and Shoot electric blade replacement tool. It's the easy way to replace hockey blades and composite and aluminum handles. Place the new Heat and Shoot around the blade under the shaft. Place your foot on the blade and pull the handle from the blade. Once the blade has been removed, turn the stick over and place the butt end on the floor. Insert the new blade into the shaft. Heat and Shoot is the new and simple way to replace blades in the Christian composite and aluminum handles. The new Heat and Shoot from Christian Brothers, Warroad, Minnesota.
You can buy the best for less during Warner Stellion's Home Improvement Sale.
Attention appliance shoppers, Warner Stellion has every Amana, KitchenAid, and Maytag on sale now. Plus, you'll get Metro delivery, installation when permitted, removal and recycling absolutely free. Hurry, because unlike our appliances, Warner Stellion's Home Improvement Sale won't last long.
Welcome back to our Sports Update Center. I'm Perry Williams. The high school hockey tournament getting the great coverage, of course, tonight, as usual, but it's not the only game in town. At Mariucci Arena, it is the first round of the WCHA playoffs for the Gopher hockey team, taking on North Dakota. Pick up some of the action in the first period. The Fighting Sioux open the scoring on a goal by Darcy Matani. And it's on the rebound. It goes upstairs by Tommy Newman, makes it 1-0. The Gophers, though, come back to tie it. Freshman Charlie Wasley, his second goal of the season, and this will make it 1-all. The fun had just begun. Let's check out the scoreboard and the final score. The Gophers come back to win this one, and Mariucci 6-4. Darby Hendrickson a couple of goals in that one. They'll have Game 2 of this best-of-3 series tomorrow night, once again at Mariucci Arena. Now in the high school hockey tournament, Lake of the Woods and Evelyn Gilbert have reached the Tier 2 title game. And tonight, Bloomington Jefferson taking the first Tier 1 semifinal matchup, beating Elk River 4-1. Here's just how some of that victory sounded.
Just banking it off the wall to center for Woody Glines. Glines across the Jefferson blue line. Glines turns along the wall, puts it on the front of the post and scores! A broken play, and Elk River gets the game's first goal. Sarzan tries to carry on, but he can't get the puck, and back comes Jefferson 2-on-1. Checo passing out in front, they score! Tim McDonald ties up the game seconds later. And Jones flips to center, picks it up himself off of the other Thompson. Jones to the corner, out in front, they score! Oh, what a pretty goal by Nick Checo. Half a dozen seconds left. Simon dragging the puck back behind his goal. And this game is over. The Jefferson Jaguars, for the second straight year, will be battling for the state title.
And against either Hill-Murray or Moorhead. The Minnesota North Stars moving on for a big home-and-home matchup in St. Louis tomorrow night and back at the Met Center Sunday night against the Blues. The Stars trying to beat the Blues in the race for the last playoff spot in the North Division. Your NHL scoreboard for the night: Toronto wallops Tampa Bay 8-2, and it's 2-2 Vancouver-Winnipeg. That one in the
Gavronski is going to get credit for the goal, but you'll watch right here. You'll see three guys. Now look at the sticks are all moving at the same time, and that's where I was caught a little flat-footed. Yes. But Gavronski gets the goal, his first of the tournament, 10th of the season, from Jason Godbout and also Brad Dopp.
So there's the scoring summary. Kraft getting his goal at 7:11, then Gavronski at 9:24 to wrap up the first period scoring, with the shots in favor of Hill-Murray by a 10-9 count. And our second period is now underway. Start this period with the penalty boxes empty. Grammer shooting, Gilbert the save, and makes it a little bit of an adventure, but he holds on. Told you there was an injured Moorhead player back earlier in that first period. Joel Jamieson was hurt. Paul Guggenheimer has an update.
All right, thank you, Frank. Joel Jamieson suffered a deep thigh bruise on his right thigh. He told the doctor that he was having a hard time pushing off, but that he was going to try to come back in the second period and see if he could skate. So we'll see if he gets out there and if he can help the Spuds in the second period. Back up to Frank and Tom.
Thanks, Paul. Jamieson wearing number 13. We'll keep an eye out for him. We don't see him out on the ice right now. Brennan leading the rush, getting it over to Godbout, who fires one right through the crease all the way to the far side. As play resumes, now the Spuds, led by Arnold, move in and shoot. Gilbert the save, a big rebound. But then it is tipped away and taken back behind the net by Brent Godbout. He leaves it back there for his brother Jason. And as the Godbout brothers go, I believe so goes the Hill-Murray Pioneers. They are very instrumental to the success of this team. Up on the far wall, they try to work it out. A spinning play to keep it in by the Spuds, Dan Frisch. Now it's back out at center. Here comes Brennan, cutting to the slot and shooting. It goes wide by a foot or so. And they work it back behind the net. Brennan has it again. Brennan with time, then it's tipped away from him by Frisch. And cleared all the way down. Gilbert will watch it go past him. And the icing call here in the opening couple minutes of play. With the break in the action, we'll be right back with the 93 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
There's only one place to find TV's funniest news team.
Kiss my...
On Murphy Brown.
Weeknights at 6:30 on Minnesota 9.
Well, I think you're going to see a different start here from Hill-Murray. They started their last period very good, but they slowed down all of a sudden. And I'm sure that Steve Bronick had a little talk with them, saying, guys, we need a good start right from the drop of that puck, and let's continue the way we were playing in the mid part of that first period.
Gavronski, Dopp, and Burkwall up front for the Pioneers. Here's Gavronski trying to center it, but it's deflected away. Now Rory Corton shoots it around on the far side. Moorhead breaks to center. They carry it in, led by Kraft. He tried to roll it in front for Savable, and it was deflected away and batted away by the defenseman Brent Knutson. From center ice, here's Grammer. Now out of the corner. Salvold had it for a moment, and they shoot it around to the far side. They whack at the puck, but it comes free. And in the slot, Moorhead finally is able to shoot it out. Corton got it out after a big collision right at his feet. And out at center ice, another Moorhead player is shaken up. That's Ryan Frisch. And to me, it appeared to happen away from the play. And I don't know if he got crushed into the boards or what.
Well, I was back watching the play also, but he went into the boards pretty heavily there, and we'll see. Try and get an update as to what's wrong with him as he lays down the ice. The important thing, I think, is that the players want to just be left alone for a few minutes when they're down like that. They don't want to be bothered. And so I think the trainer just back off until the player feels that it's time for him to get up.
And with the break, while they tend to him, we'll be right back with the 93 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
I could tell you Subway's 6-inch tuna sub is the world's greatest, but instead I'll tell you about our special $1.89 price so you yourself can discover the sandwich that's a tuna fish wish come true.
They continue to tend to the Moorhead player Ryan Frisch, just a sophomore playing up on their second line.
And he is the younger brother of the defenseman Dan Frisch, the senior, who plays back on the point. You notice they take great precautions also with the players here. They've got a full team of medical personnel here. And to make certain that everything is taken care of as far as injuries go. And what we've seen here, Frank, is I think the one thing I've seen is that the lack of use of the sticks that I've seen in past. They don't have the sticks up high like we've had. Makes things a little bit easier, I think, for the players, not worrying about having those sticks coming across the helmets and areas such as that.
I think we've also seen, you and I were talking during the first game up in the press box about how we've seen very few crashes into the goaltenders. That's also very refreshing.
Well, someone's having some fun. Try and pick it up right here. Watch for number 17. There's there, and he looked like he was kind of rolling off the player at the same time and going into the boards. And I mean, he may have hit his head, the helmet into the boards. So often you have a player lined up and you're going to get a piece of him, and all of a sudden the player just moves a fraction and you just hit him and just roll off, and you lose your balance and you go ahead first. But the sophomore seems to be okay as he's getting some assistance on the bench right now. They're looking at the neck area, and that's obviously a concern there, but we'll certainly update you and let you know as soon as we know what's happening.
You don't have to get cut, you know. It just hurts like heck to get hit there.
And so often the injuries, you first get hit like that, you feel it, then it goes away, but the first 3-4 minutes sometimes are pretty painful.
Moorhead with a 3-1 lead with 13 minutes to go in the second period of this semifinal game. Bloomington Jefferson waiting in the wings for this one. Now a penalty coming up away from the puck. And the crowd reacted to it rather loudly. But it looks like a high sticking penalty that's going to go against Hill Murray. Sean Goslin appears to be, nope, that's Christian Graham skating off.
Well, the one thing is when you're playing a game like this, penalties can be very, very costly. Christian Graham gets the call as he's called on the high stick. And the thing is, you mentioned, Frank, it's away from the play. That should not happen. You know, you get into situations and you can't allow yourself a luxury of trying to sneak one through because you've got 3 officials on the ice. And those referees out there are watching for little things in behind the play where you can be called.
There's Graham there.
Watch right here. Yes. You see the stick there. Now that's far enough away. You shouldn't have to do that in that situation.
He got that stick up around Louis Paquin. So it'll be the second power play for Moorhead as they move right in, and Gilmer makes a quick save on Halverford, and another shot goes off the base of the net. At the line, Grammer works it across. Arnold fires off a couple of skates. A rebound fired wide by Salvavold, and it's cleared all the way out.
What an opportunity Salvavold had right there. Wide open. He had the puck on his stick, and he just shot it wide of the net.
Moorhead has one of their 3 goals on the power plays with a 1-for-1 as they move into the second one. And working to get it in deeper is Salvavold again. On the behind the net, it was cleared by Hurley. Still in the zone, the Pioneers have a man breaking up ice. That's Aaron Laszlo. He goes deep. Grammer watching him. Laszlo trying to walk right in front, but Brecky is there to knock it away. 1:10 on the Moorhead power play. Wagner tries to get it to center. He does. As he was tied up, the puck comes free again, and Grammer goes back to get it. Now Arnold back in his own end. Out to center ice, looking for Paquin. They flip it to the Spuds line, but it was broken up by Grammer. Now 3-on-2, they bring it in with the man advantage. Led by Haverlock. He is checked off the play by Blossom. Blossom clears. Arnold keeps it in. Works it to Wagner for a wrist shot. That's knocked down in front. And then it hopped away from Paquin, and it's cleared out at center ice. Wagner, a good job to regain control of the puck and shoot it in. He was in traffic there. 30 on the power play. Wagner keeps it in at the blue line. Tried to work it in deeper, but it hopped off of Kraft's stick out of the zone. They'll have to regroup. 20 on the power play. He dumps it in. Goslin, first man of the puck, clearing it around. Now it rolls to Kraft behind the net. He's hit by Goslin, tried to center, that failed to work. Pioneers get it. Blossom shoots it all the way down. It'll come in on Brecky. He has to make a save. The penalty to Graham is about to expire, and we have 10.5 minutes to go in period number 2. Moorhead maintains a 3-1 lead. Behind the net, here's Wagner. They throw it all the way down, and an icing call. 10:16 to play. The score is Moorhead 3 and Hill Murray 1. This is High School Hockey 93, live from St. Paul.
It's your Toyota dealer's Minnesota State Tournament sale. Toyota buyers face off for 4 days of great savings. Corolla gets the save with an incredibly low monthly lease payment. All new for 93. It's Toyota dependability at a real more for your money deal. Camry scores with great lease deals, giving you exceptional value. Save up to $2,000 in factory to dealer incentives on T100, Toyota's new bigger truck for full-size utility. With easy financing and immediate delivery, it's a big Toyota power play. It's only a 4-day tournament sale, and your time to score is now.
Moorhead 3, Hill Murray 1 here in the second period.
Hill Murray doing a good job of killing off that penalty, too. And Moorhead having the opportunity as they scored one power play goal. And we've had very few penalties in this hockey game. It's been a very clean game.
Here's Arnold moving in, looking for Jacobson in the slot, and his shot hit Brennan. Now off the far point, a blast sails wide, fired by Dan Frisch. Jacobson puts it in front, it's tipped by Arnold wide. Boy, I'll tell you, the Spuds just keep coming at you in waves. It's one line after another, and Arnold's line tends to be the one that makes most of the noise. Now to center ice come the Pioneers, led by Brent Godbout, but he's jammed up at the blue line. Here's Arnold trying to get around the check, centers it. Graham is there to throw the puck off the far wall. 3-on-1 Pioneers. Godbout moving in, fires the goal! Brent Godbout pulls the Pioneers within 1.
Well, that's what we talked about earlier, the fact of how quickly this game can change. The Pioneers gave up the first 3 goals. They've now scored the last 2 goals, and that's one of the players that the Pioneers put their trust and their faith in. He'll take the pass here right on the stick, a perfect pass. Watch how he looks. He isn't the big slap shot. He knows he's going to be checked, but he still has the presence of mind to keep that puck ahead of him in a position where he can get it up high, and he just snapped one home. And what a goal it was, a big goal, as now the Pioneers trail by just 1.
Brent Godbout getting the goal. His 18th of the year. I think Brennan and Graham might get the assists. And they'll give Brennan 1, but the second one will go to Jason Godbout. Well, we probably could have guessed. Because I heard somebody say as the Godbouts go, so go the Pioneers.
I think that was you, wasn't it?
I think so. Thank you. I needed that right about now. Now the Pioneers scrambling in the Moorhead zone again, trying to whack it in. That time was Mark Smith as they've got their 3rd unit out. Flipping at the center, but the Spuds come roaring right back, wasting no time. Winans takes it deep and tries to center, but it goes off escape. Hill Murray cleared, but not out. Paquin has it. He wraps it around to dump it in deeper. Cullen goes after it, but it's knocked away from him by Goslin. On the wall, they jam up for it. Goslin leads the break out to center ice. Trying to flip it ahead. He got it to Smith. They lose. Puck bounces just wide of the net. Now from behind, here's Cullen. Taking it to the far wall. A 1-goal hockey game as we approach the halfway point of regulation time. Long clearing attempt goes back behind the net. Now they move it up on the near side. Haberlock got it as far as the blue line, lost control. Kraft racing after the loose puck. Gets a little help, and they bring it in offside, however. A little help there from Jared Anderson. And they'll face it off at center.
Well, Jared Anderson coming in, he had possession of the puck. He was just a little bit too slow as the puck came to him a little bit too slow. And as a result, the outside call. But watch this rush right here. You've got to be able to take the man, but watch the wide open middle here. And that's one thing that the Spuds are starting to fail to do. They're not taking those men. We saw them closing those avenues before, but all of a sudden, the laneway has been opened up, and the Pioneers are taking advantage of it.
When Hill Murray was down 3-0, there may have been some dejected fans, but they are roaring back to life right now, I'll tell you. Spuds come roaring back the other way. Kraft hits the line. Then he's hammered against the upright by Christian Graham. That piece of glass support right there by the penalty box, and he got all of it. Loose on the near boards. They can't get it out of the zone. It's popped in front again. Graham whacks it off to the near side. Haberlock works it back behind the net. Cleared by Godbout up on the far side. Will taken away. Now, Haberlock has it again. Chases it off to the far side. Brad Dopp got it to center and then shoots it all the way down. Grammer first man to get it. Up on the far side of the weak, Anderson. He is knocked down. A shot stopped by Brecky. A rebound stopped by Brecky as well. And he holds on. And things are starting to perk up a little bit. The score now, Moorhead 3 and Hill Murray 2. This is High School Hockey 93, live from St. Paul.
You can buy the best for less during Warner Stellian's Home Improvement Sale.
Attention appliance shoppers. Warner Stellian has every Amana, KitchenAid, and Maytag on sale now. Plus, you'll get Metro delivery, installation when permitted, removal and recycling absolutely free. Hurry, because unlike our appliances, Warner Stellian's Home Improvement Sale won't last long.
Well, sometimes you have to take a heavy hit. Paquin here just being knocked all over the place as Brent Godbout gets a piece of him and just sends him flying. He's looking down for the puck. We've talked about that before. That when you do it, there's sometimes a heavy price.
Godbout on that check, and then on a short time later, Christian Graham with a big hit. So Hill Murray starting to throw its weight around here, and that may open things up a little bit.
Well, I don't think there's any question that what they're finding also, Frank, is there's some success with playing the physical part now. And coming into the game, I think a lot of people felt that Moorhead was going to be a little more physical, but the Pioneers are getting a taste of it, and they're liking what they see.
Chad Brennan tried to move in, but Corton turned him away. Wegner behind the net avoids the check there by Steve Pignato. There's a steal by Brennan. He centers it. Pignato rolls it in front, and it just rolled away from Brent Godbout. The game-tying goal was right there. Now up on the near boards. Jacobson to center, throwing it ahead, looking for Arnold. It rolls free, and Gilbert is there to sweep it away. Salvold into the corner. Centering pass by Arnold. That fails to work. He'll try to dart in front. Far side. It's finally controlled by Pignato. He can't get it out. They roll it to the line, but not out. Here's Wygant moving in, and that shot or pass came right into Jeff Blossom, and he is more than happy to hold on to get a whistle.
Well, a good part on his team as well, because he was able to go down. That was actually a 3-on-1 situation. There wasn't a lot of places he could go, and as a defenseman, what you want to do is make sure you get a piece of it. And the Pioneers a little bit lax in moving that puck, and you can see as the shot is coming here, you'll see all of a sudden that Blossom will go down, and he'll just take it into that mid-area, and that's a key save because he's got Josh Arnold coming in behind there looking for that loose puck.
6 minutes to go, second period from the face-off. Grammer's shot comes right in, and there's Dave Gilbert to hold on. (3-2) the Moorhead lead as Terry Cullen looks on. A little tense here now.
Well, I think he's a lot more concerned now than he had after he had a 3-0 lead.
You bet.
I wonder why.
Son Matt in there for the face-off. Wins the draw, and he pulled it right back out of the zone. First couldn't hold it. First trying to shoot it in. It takes the hop. They stay onside. Cullen shoots it wide. The puck is right there at the base of the goalpost. And Gilbert holds on, and Christian Graham with a little bit of a nudge into Paquin.
Well, Paquin's responding, what did I do? What's the matter? The puck was laying there. I'm just going after it. As we said before, there's a time to take a penalty. This is not the time.
Well, we get to semifinal action here. You better be breaking up a scoring opportunity, especially in a one-goal game.
Well, you hurt a team by not so much a check so much as what you do on the scoreboard. And when the game's all said and done, that's what you have to look up to.
Cullen again ready for the face-off for Moorhead. And going in for Hill Murray is Mike Gavronsky. Cullen nearly made a move to the net as well. At the line, Grammer dumps it in deeper. Pequin plays it away. Cullen wraps it loose at the point. They try to keep it in. Gavronsky battles to get it to center. Grammer forcing him to the outside. He sends it towards the middle. Shot stopped by Brecky. That play developed quickly, and it was well executed by Hill Murray. Back behind the net, here's Frisch. He is upended. Pioneers rolling in front. Here's a drive by Godbout, and it comes back into the corner. At the line, it's kept in by Graham. Then he battles but loses. Cullen gets it. A near 2-on-1, but that pass was behind Pequin as Moorhead, I think, is in the middle of the line change here. Things get a little rough in front of their bench. Out at center ice, the puck comes loose. It's knocked away again. Cullen has it again. Cullen hits the line. Fires one on goal, and Gilbert steers it into the corner. Bill Murray out to center ice. Wegner takes it away and dumps it right back down. Gilbert is there to leave it and leaves it neatly for Jason Godbout, who plays it up on the near side. Taken away, however, by Kraft, and back comes the Pioneers. Moving in is Brad Dopp. His shot deflected. Whoa, that was dangerous.
He had great speed coming across there. He was really motoring, and he had the presence of mind to take that quick shot right on the fly.
Offside at the blue line, and the stoppage with 4:16 to go. The score is Moorhead 3 and Hill Murray 1. This is High School Hockey 93, live from the Civic Center.
From Christian Brothers, the Christian Carbon Composite Advantage Handle. Christian's advanced technology with its exclusive filament wound composite handle gives you greater durability with unmatched performance. It's lighter than aluminum, gives higher speed shots with the same shooting force, has the shape and feel similar to wood. The CCC, the Christian Carbon Composite Handle, with a tough diamond design slap sock blade by Christian. Christian Brothers, War Road, Minnesota. Hockey sticks made by hockey players.
Well, the senior left winger from Hill Murray, Brad Dopp, look at the presence he's got right here. He's coming in, and so often you see players really try and slow down and just kind of coast a little bit before getting that shot away. He knew where he wanted to go, and the goaltender equal to the task as Brecky made the save and deflected it away from the net.
Folks up in Duluth for the last half hour has been probably throwing things at their television set. We're going to settle them down a little bit and give them a correct Bulldog score as soon as we get a break here. Here's Arnold in the far corner. He is taken to the wall pretty hard by Jeff Blossom. It's loose at the side. Blossom wraps it free. Wegner knocks it down. Arnold playing it in deeper. Moorhead is just tenacious in the offensive zone. Salvovo trying to pry it loose, but the Pioneers gain control, and they work it ahead to Brent Godbout, who gets it out at center ice. Streaking in over the line. It's carried by Pignato, and that shot is deflected in the air. At the blue line, it skipped away and got right past Chad Brennan, and back to center ice they'll regroup. Puck is cleared far to the far side of the rink with 3:23 to go in period number 2. Here comes Pequin, turning it on, getting in. Let the shot go. That was blocked. That was blocked by Godbout, and now in the corner. Solid body check thrown by Jeff Blossom. And finally it is pulled away by Brent Godbout, who gets it out at center ice. Pignato dumping it in. Brecky is there to now play it ahead. Winan leaves it and then gets a return pass. It gets through him. It'll go all the way down, and we'll have an icing call. All right, now before the folks in Duluth get too irritated with us, it's the Bulldogs 7 and Anchorage 2. Why they passed on a Northern Michigan scorer here to us, I don't know. And why we didn't catch it, I don't know. But that was back in the first period, and we were out to lunch.
You watch
the Bulldogs win 7-2.
Right. You watch Hill Murray now. They are so much more relaxed, I think, in moving that puck out of their own zone. They're able to make the pass. It's right on the money. And that was a perfect example of what happens when you do that, because when you put it on the sticks, that gives you opportunities to score some goals.
Dan Hurley won that faceoff for Hill Murray. They work it in deep. Mark Smith back behind the net. Smith had a good scoring chance back in the first period for Hill. It's tipped out at center. Paquin bringing it in. He is checked by Graham, and that puck comes in on the goaltender, Gilbert, who holds on.
Gilbert not taking any chances. As we told you, he has replaced his counterpart, Fred Hennon, in the first period. And since that time, he has played a very strong game. He's made some numerous saves, and that's a tough position when you're sitting back there. You're thinking, how often does the goaltender get hurt? Not too often anymore. How often are they pulled out of the games? Not too often. So I can just sit here and have a great seat. That was not the case. He gets a chance to play.
All right, now they're going to make a wholesale change the forward line and bring Brent Godbout on along with Chad Brennan. And is Steve Pignato with him? I don't know. Maybe we got a little mix and match here. I'm not sure. I don't see Pignato right. Oh, maybe he's in the slot. 2:34 in the second period. There's Pignato with the puck, driving it all the way down. He was covered and just wanted to get it out of there. And as he did it, it's iced, and they'll come back for a faceoff.
Well, Spud's changing lineups just a little bit, trying to get something in here. Haberlack, I believe, is out there right now with Arnold and Salvovold. Sometimes you make a little change there, hoping for chemistry, trying to throw off the opposition.
Patiently looking on are the Pioneers, waiting for this face-off to the left of Gilbert. Arnold against Brennan. And a backhand try hits a skate. It's loose. Brennan is there to battle for it. He ties up on the far side with Salvovold. At the line, they pop it over top of the net. Big collision in the corner. Blossom tried to knock it free. And they pin up there again. Finally, it comes loose to Blossom, number 4. He shoots it around to the far side looking for Pignato, but Pignato was dropped. And a whistle and a penalty because of it, I believe.
Well, there's no question. Dan Frisch came from that blue line. He came in about 35 to 40 feet, and he's going to be called for interference because he hit the winger before the puck even got to him. That's good anticipation on his part. However, it was just a little bit too quick, and he'd been able to just back off a little, half a second. As you can see right here, he is nailed.
Well, now, you know, he did not touch the puck, but oftentimes they'll let something like that go, saying that the puck is at his skates, and therefore he is subject to being checked. But it's an interference call in this case, and it'll be the first power play for Hill Murray. And it comes with 1:59 left to go in the period. And obviously a power play at this stage of the period, if they are able to score, not only would it tie the game, but could give the Pioneers a huge lift going into the third. Center. They crisscross and bring it in, led by Brennan. Brennan drops it back. Blossom dumps it in deep. There is Brent Godbout playing it around. Now Brennan goes after it, but it's knocked away by Paquin. Jason Godbout pitches up on the near side. And they scrum for it a little bit in the corner. Brennan got it loose, but right there to pick up the loose puck is Paquin. He darts around one check, comes to center, and then goes down underneath Brent Godbout, or Godbout on top of him, whichever way you want to view that one. Far side of the ice, clear to the line, but not out. It comes loose again. Spud shorthanded here. Now they're going to rack the puck. But the Moorhead fans want a hooking penalty there, as Kraft was interfered with, they thought. Now Kraft goes down in the far corner. He's chewed up lots of time, but he's got the puck deep in his own end. And now he shoots it all the way down. That was dangerous.
And that's the point when I said, oh no, because when you've got the puck in the center ice area, you're killing the clock off on that penalty. What you don't want to do is bring it back into your own zone.
37 left in the period, and we're about 36 now left on the penalty, and it's centered right across. And this puck is put up out of play, and we'll have a face-off. 27 seconds left in the period. 28 seconds left in that minor penalty to Frisch.
Well, Hill Murray has outshot Moorhead 10-2 in the last 12 minutes of this period. So we talk about momentum shifts and how things happen, which is
it's almost the entire period. There's the score, and there's the time remaining. Jim Gilliland and friends will be with us for our second intermission. Plus, we'll have highlights. At the line, it's kept alive by Gavronsky. And then Moorhead gains control again. I tell you, as penalty killers, they have given Hill Murray fits. An excellent penalty kill. The Pioneers have had great movement, but the Spuds have been with them all the way. And here they shoot it down as time winds down in this period. And the horn finally goes. A 3-2 Moorhead lead. And Dave Gilbert, so far, has been just the tonic that the Pioneers have needed. Came in with a 3-0 deficit, and he has watched now as his teammates have scored the only two goals, the next two goals, one back in the first period and one here in the second, to bring Hill Murray to within one.
You know, when you get behind like that, as Hill Murray did, what you've got to do is just kind of peck away one goal at a time, and the players talk about that. And I know it's an old cliche, but that's exactly how they respond to it as well. They can't look at the end result. They got to just keep going and say, hey guys, let's get the first one, then we'll worry about the second one, and then the third one. And they've done just that. After giving up the first three, they scored the last two, and in that period they also outshot Moorhead 10-6.
You know, sometimes they'll say that a coach will say, oh, the boys won it or they did it by themselves, but you know, you do win and lose as a team, and a coach has got to be able to have that stabilizing influence and make sure that their confidence stays at that kind of a level. So, true, coaches do play a part in the game. Let's go to Eric Nelson at ice level with Steve Rollins.
All right, Coach, you had your chances there late in the period. You couldn't get it in to tie it up.
Well, we came out, we knew we game, and we spotted them a 3-goal lead. We made some mistakes, but our kids played great that period. We got one more to go, and hopefully we can tie them up and take them over in the third.
What are you going to tell them in the locker room?
Hey, we don't want to change anything. We're playing well right now. We just got to keep going at them.
You feel like you can skate with them for one more period, get 2 goals?
I think we can.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Rollick of the Hill Murray Pioneers. Back upstairs we go.
All right, Eric Rollick, the former Wisconsin Badger, probably not even thinking about the score, but his Badgers won. They beat Colorado College 6-3. And on our TCF scoreboard, we see the score after 30 minutes of play. Moorhead 3 and Hill Murray 2. We'll be back with much more on Minnesota's favorite one.
And you will need to keep a minimum balance of $500. Checking accounts, Harris speaking. It's for you.
Me?
Miss Riley?
Yeah?
This is TCF, Miss Riley.
Yeah?
If you could change the way banks do business, what would you change?
I'd make them offer free checking with no minimum balance.
Who is that?
Thank you, Miss Riley. Oh, beautiful day, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks.
No, thank you.
TCF, banking the way you want it.
.185 horsepower V6. The feeling it gives you on the open road. The 1993 Toyota Camry.
Taking the long way again?
I'll be home soon. Just unwinding.
Few cars actually move you. This Camry just may be one.
Prepare yourself for the television event that uncovers Madonna's shocking secret power spin, Madonna Exposed. Brace yourself for the unprecedented eye and ear-popping revelations from her boyfriend, teachers, even her stepmother. The ultimate superstar sex goddess is laid bare in the ultimate television special she's fought to keep off the air. From New York, join me, Robin Leach, for the television event Madonna tried to stop the world from watching, Madonna Exposed. Sunday afternoon at 5 on Minnesota 9.
What happens when hot and cool combine?
Hot eats, cool treats at Dairy Queen.
Welcome to the treat capital of the world.
Cool.
What's your pleasure? Get all your favorite Dairy Queen treats made with cool and creamy smooth soft serve or non-fat cholesterol-free frozen yogurt. However you like it, there's more to like at Dairy Queen than anywhere else. Come on in, treat yourself. You've earned it.
Hot eats, cool treats. We treat you right.
And now, a Minnesota 9 News Update.
Good evening, I'm Jeff Vallian, Minnesota 9 News. Here's an update on some of the day's top stories. The Robert Guevara murder trial has wrapped up its second week of testimony. Today, jurors watched a videotape of Guevara's former girlfriend finding a blood-soaked paper towel in his closet. The defense questioned why a key witness would have found evidence that earlier searches by police had not uncovered. The trial continues in Hastings on Monday. Guevara is accused of kidnapping, raping, and murdering 5-year-old Corinne Erstad last June.
Her body has never been found. Residents of the East Coast are bracing themselves tonight for what weather forecasters are calling the storm of the century. The National Weather Service is predicting snow amounts of up to 2 feet and hurricane-force winds all along the Atlantic coast. Joe DiGiovanni joins us now to talk more about that storm and our weekend forecast.
Yeah, that storm there, they've already had snow down in Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama.
Wow,
unusual to have snow in the middle of the winter, let alone into March. They've got some snow advisories, winter storm warnings up for the mid-Atlantic states. Some of the Appalachian areas, as I mentioned, could see some snowfall amounts there measured up in feet instead of inches. And blizzard warnings already in effect for just about all of New England, from New York all the way up through Maine, starting tomorrow and all the way into Sunday. So they'll see some very heavy snows out there, some heavier rains as you get farther down to the south. In fact, already some severe weather watches up across Florida earlier tonight. They had some tornado watches up down there. Haven't seen any reports of any tornado touchdowns, but they'll have the chance of seeing some severe weather throughout the weekend. Our weather here is much quieter than that. We just got to deal with a little bit of cold weather over the next couple of days, so we can watch those folks out on the East Coast and kind of get a little chuckle to ourselves. Usually we're the ones getting clobbered. Clear skies and 7 right now in the Twin Cities. 4 below for the dew point. Humidity 60%. We have a northwest breeze at 12, and the barometer is on the rise at 30.42. Here's the overnight forecast. Partly cloudy, very cold. 0 to 5 below will be the low temperature. Wind chills making it feel like it'll be in the minus teens to in the minus 20s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, cold again, with a high temperature climbing to 15 to 20 degrees, and then 4 tomorrow night. Clear skies, continued cold, with low temperature of 1 above to 4 below. And now we'll take a look at Sunday. With mostly sunny skies, we're expecting to see a high temperature topping out around 18 to 23 degrees. So there's our weekend forecast. At least it'll be dry. You'll just want to put some heavy clothes on out there, a little on the cool side.
Yeah, and if you want to feel good, just look at what's going on the East Coast. It won't be so bad.
Yep.
Thanks, Joe. We have a major story developing at this hour. Fire and rescue crews are on the scene of an accident on westbound Interstate 94. Witnesses say a vehicle crashed into the Mississippi River Bridge and flipped into the water. Once again, fire and rescue crews are looking for survivors. We will have more details as they become available. And that'll do it for now. We'd like to rejoin the game, and after the game we'll have more national and local news. So stay tuned now for the third period of tonight's game. Thanks. Good night.
Create a warm, beautiful hearth with a Heat and Glow fireplace. Heat and Glow's direct vent gas fireplaces do not require a chimney. The airtight firebox exchanges outside combustion air and exhaust gases through a balanced flue system. These patented fireplaces are clean burning and energy efficient. For your existing fireplace, Heat and Glow offers gas logs and efficient gas or wood burning inserts. Heat and Glow, the smart choice. Available at
Hearth at Home, Edina and Minneapolis.
Johnson Red, when you have to rely on it.
Check your yellow pages or pull the connection for the Johnson Red dealer nearest you.
Some guys think there's only one way to get a traditional pure wool suit. Spend a fortune, of course. Even though they could get this pure wool suit made by Kuppenheimer for just $265 every day, they go somewhere else and spend $400.
A fortune, of course.
So, for a beautiful pure wool suit, go to Kuppenheimer or...
Spend a fortune. Of course.
Of course. Kuppenheimer. We make our own suits, so you get more suit for your money every day.
The Minnesota Pipe Trades and their union mechanical contractors are proud to sponsor the 1993 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament and to be on the job at the new Mariucci Hockey Arena at the University of Minnesota and Stillwater High School. The Minnesota Pipe Trades are skilled and highly productive craftspeople, specializing in all of your residential, commercial, industrial plumbing, pipe fitting, and sprinkler fitter needs.
We'll be on the job in partnership with our pipe trades to produce timely, competitive, and quality work.
Our prosperity is based on your satisfaction. That's why we do the job right the first time.
Back at the St. Paul Civic Center, the Moorhead Spuds leading the Hill Murray Pioneers 3-2. Very closely contested game. Hill Murray putting the pressure on there in the second period to draw back within 1 goal. I'm Jim Gilliland. He's Eric Nelson, and he's got some information.
That's right. We've got Pioneer Spirit on the ice. We're going to talk about Toyota Spirit for the 4th consecutive year. Toyota and your local Toyota dealer are sponsoring the Toyota School Spirit Competition. A winning school will be chosen live during the Tier 1 championship game on Saturday night. That school will win the use of a 1993 Previa van for 1 year. Entries have been collected from high schools around the state. One of the 12 finalists is Apollo High up in St. Cloud. The principal is Jerry Larson. The enrollment 1,488. So congratulations to Apollo. Gilly?
Thanks, Eric. Will we have another Bloomington-Jefferson-Moorhead final? Well, the Spuds trying to get there. They have 15 minutes to go to cling to that advantage over Hill Murray. Last year, Jefferson and Moorhead in the finals. Right now, let's revisit Tier 1, 1992. Jefferson coach Tom Satterdahl, and the assignment was a tough one. Take a team that had been ranked #1 virtually all year and keep the momentum going through the state championship. Terry Cullen's high-scoring Moorhead Spuds had rolled through the tourney's early rounds and looked ready to capture their first state title.
Goals in 75 tries this year.
And other side, it's a short-handed goal for Greg Salvavold. How do you like it?
Greg Salvavold's short-handed goal put the Spuds up 1-0 and put the Jaguars into the unfamiliar position of being behind. But it wasn't for long.
Jefferson's alive. The shot score. Brandon Johnson is there. Johnson, number 16, walking, shoots. He scores.
Court Lundeen and Matt Jones tallied for Bloomington and moved the Jags ahead 2-1 after the first period. Early in the second, Moorhead's Jason Blake tied the game at 2. But that would be the closest the Spuds got. The spotlight then fell on a familiar name in tournament lore, Bianchi. Sophomore Joe was the third Bianchi to skate for Jefferson in a championship game. Brothers Steve and Tony had won titles with the Jaguars in '81 and '89 respectively. And Joe's 3 goals in the second period helped to complete the family hat trick.
Running through neutral, shoot one, save, rebound, Bianchi scores! Save by Brecky, rebound is a goal! Short-handed goal, his second of the tournament by Joe Bianchi. Dug away, Bianchi scores his second hat-trick of the tournament!
At just under 5 minutes, it was the fastest hat trick in tourney history, capping a 6-3 victory that left no doubt about where Jefferson belonged in '92. The Jaguars are back this year unbeaten at 25-0 to look for state title number 4. But Moorhead also returns from Section 8, and the Spuds don't plan on second place this year. That was then. This is now. We will return to the 1993 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
The year was 1948, and America was on a roll. Everyone who needed a job had one. The stock market was booming, and a man named W. Robert Stover had a simple idea that helped change the way America worked. Western Temporary Services. For nearly half a century, people have relied on Western to provide the best in temporary help worldwide. Western Temporary Services.
Contact herbicides only work for one day, the day you spray. But weeds can come back, so check out Banvel, the only post-emerge, no atrazine alternative that works from day one. Spray it at spike for residual control of the toughest broadleaves, all the way to canopy, with no second flushes. So don't settle for one-day control. Get control from day one with Banvel.
Here you go. Right now, buy a McDonald's Extra Value Meal and get an NBA Fantasy Pack free. Or pick one up for only 59 cents with any other purchase. Win NBA Fantasy prizes like Ball Person for a day at next year's All-Star Game. Here you go. Thanks, Bill. Anytime, Michael. And now a word from Michael Jordan. This month's McDonald's Burger of the Month is the McJordan Special.
Like I said,
A quarter pound of beef with cheese, smoked bacon, and tangy barbecue sauce. The McJordan Special. Talk about a crowd pleaser.
It's your Toyota dealer's Minnesota State Tournament sale. Toyota buyers face off for 4 days of great savings. Camry scores with a big slap-shot leasing deal. Camry puts the check on competition with top quality and value. Score more great lease deals on Corolla, the Camry-inspired all-new Toyota for '93. Save up to $2,000 in factory-to-dealer incentives on T100, Toyota's new bigger truck for full-size utility. With easy financing and immediate delivery, it's a big Toyota power play. It's only a 4-day tournament sale, and your time to score is now.
Minnesota's favorite one, gentlemen.
Along with Tom Reed, this is Frank Mazzacco at the Civic Center in St. Paul as our second intermission draws to a close. Moorhead with a 3-2 lead over Hill Murray. Moorhead with all 3 of its goals in the first period. Hill answered with 1 in the first and this goal in the second.
That was a nice pass by Brennan right onto the stick of Godbout. You can see him going in there, making that shot up high, and that's where he had to put it. Brent Godbout getting the goal that brings the Pioneers to within 1.
Goal number 18 of the year for him from his center iceman Chad Brennan and brother Jason at 5:29. Shots in the period, 10 for Hill Murray, 6 for Moorhead, 2-period total. The Pioneers 20, the Spuds 15. Someone passed a part of the press packet. There was a note indicating that that Moorhead High School was the only team in the state to have the nickname Spuds, and I'm glad they pointed that out. I just wouldn't have I wouldn't have assumed otherwise. I'm not sure who wrote that one, but
I'm sure people at home right now are writing that down.
They probably, whoever wrote it got paid for it too, I guess. We are underway, and a penalty to Dan Frisch has just expired. There was only a second left on it, so we're 5 skaters aside now here in the third period. From the blue line, a long shot goes back behind the Hill Murray net and jumps over to the near side. They battle for it, keep it in deep. Salvable behind the net, it rolls in front, and it's taken away by Steve Pignato. He gets a return pass. 2 on 3, they bring it in. Pignato battling to wrap it loose. Jason Godbout trying to center it. And on the far side, the Spuds bring it out, but not all the way out. Here's Brennan trying to weave his way through, and a shot goes off a skate. Brennan playing it around again. It's centered to Jason Godbout from his brother. He backhands it in for a goal. Brent Godbout in deep to Jason out front, and a beautiful play. We're tied at 3.
Well, the Spuds failing to clear the zone when they had the puck on the stick. They didn't do that, and when you talk about players who can make that transition game, Jason Godbout coming in from the point. He had moved in earlier. Right there is where they lost it. Brennan makes the initial play here, right over to one of the Godbouts, and what happens? He goes back to get it, and it's picked up by Brent Godbout, who spots his brother Jason coming in right here, and he just on the backhand puts it up high, and what a play that was as we are tied up at 3.
Tell you, those Godbout boys, if you're new to watching Hill Murray, you might get a little confused about which one is who and where. One is a forward and one is a defenseman. You've got to realize that Jason Godbout, number 17, is the defenseman. He just scored that goal, rushing in deep, letting Brent do the work in the corner. And this game is tied at 3 early in period number 3. From center ice, it's slipped in deep by Tyler Burkwall. A thundering check thrown in the corner by Brad Dopp, number 9. What a hit. Burkwall shooting it in. The Pioneers touch up, and the Spuds have control of the puck. Haverlock playing it ahead on the right wing side for a shot. Gilbert kicks that one away as Ryan Frisch fired the shot. Behind the net, it's wrapped around to the far side. Tyler Burkwall has it for the moment. They get it to center. It's knocked down with a glove hand. Still rolls loose. Blossom plays it ahead on the far wall, and it's shot in deep as the Pioneers change up on the go. They work it ahead to Paquin on the near side. He cuts to the middle. Left wing pass. It just snakes through. It got away from Winan. Winan taken to the far board. And the puck finally kicks free around to the near side. Flipped by Christian Graham off a skate. Here's a chance for Collins. And it bounces loose in the slot again. Finally backhanded out of the zone by Aaron Laszlo. Again out at center ice. It's pride free. Jason Godbout spun off the puck. Here's Dan Frisch. He's in traffic. Paquin gets it in over the line looking for Cullen. That fails to work. And it's back to center ice for Hill Murray. Dan Hurley on the far boards is taken down by Grammer. And another thundering check thrown on the far side, this time by Aaron Laszlo. The Pioneers, more so than the Spuds, throwing their weight around in this game. Nice feed by Arnold, and the shot by Kraft right on. And Gilbert makes the save. The drive was taken by Jim Jacobson. This game remains tied at 3. We'll be right back with the 93 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
It's here, $14 million worth of cars, trucks, and RVs. Auto Show 93 revs up at the new Minneapolis Convention Center. Make tracks.
Paul Guggenheimer for this update on the injury situation. Paul.
All right, thank you, Frank. Well, you saw Ryan Frisch back out onto the ice. He even had a shot on goal. He was cross-checked in the second period in the Adam's apple area. It's very tender there, but the doctor said although he might have a hard time swallowing pizza, he's going to be okay to play, and he looks just fine. Meanwhile, Joel Jamieson, who ran into the goalpost there in the first period, suffered that deep thigh bruise. He told me he still intends to try and get back out there and play. He is on the Moorhead bench, and it looks like the Spuds can use everybody they can possibly get out there. It's a tight game. Back upstairs.
And I think that's the last thing Hill Murray wants to see is just one more player to add to the wave. That play is offside. As Brent Codbout fired that one. Boy, it wasn't offside by much either.
It certainly wasn't. He was waiting for that puck as Pignato also coming back there trying to get it over to him just in time. And you can almost feel the extra step right now the Pioneers have in their skates. They are jumping as they have come back from the 3-0 deficit to tie up get this game at 3 apiece. And when you're in period number 3 and just 1 second and 12 minutes remaining, you've got to make certain that you've got the horses on the ice that you need to make things happen. And this is from both sides. And so the players realize there's not a lot of time left here, guys. We want to be in that championship game tomorrow. And so let's give it everything we've got.
We talked about Moorhead's depth with points deep into 3 lines. They've got players in high figures. Let's see if that depth pays off here in the remaining 11 and a half minutes of regulation time. On the far boards, the pass is broken up. It's kept alive by Pignato and then jammed at. It goes up over net, glass, and out of play.
This is where it's really important to make sure you have man-on-man coverage in your own zone. You can't allow the players coming into your zone to have the luxury of just being able to wind up and shoot at your goaltender. You don't want a shooting gallery out here. And you can tell by the expression of Steve Rollick, the coach of the Pioneers, that he's excited too, and he's trying to keep that enthusiasm level up on his bench.
3-3 the score. Early digging in for this faceoff. Kraft pulled it back. Grammer behind the Moorhead net. They work it up on the far side, getting it out to center ice. Here comes Haverlock. Slips the check, lets the shallow angle shot go. And Gilbert is right there to make the save and hold on.
Gilbert doing a tremendous job coming up here. He's been faced with some tough shots. At the same time, he's getting some help from his defensemen and the wings. You see a lot of shots coming on the outside. And that's a good sign that those defensemen are pitching off the middle, forcing that play on the outside, and keeping the dangerous area, which is that slot area, from being, I think, what I'm trying to say here, Frank, you could help.
He's not giving up rebounds in the slot because they're forcing him outside.
But at the same time, they're not allowing, what they're not doing is allowing the Spuds to get into that dangerous area. And that's so important because when you keep the shot on the outside, it makes it easier for the goalies.
And I also don't think Gilbert is giving up much in the way of rebounds at all. Whatever he is giving up are controlled. And with the way Moorhead will come in at you 1 or 2 players at a time hard, that controlling a rebound is very hard. Very important. Now coming up on 10:40 to go in the period, and we get an icing call, so we will take a break. With the break in action, we'll be right back with the 93 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
Deadly battle. Kill him. Only Kane can stop. Coward. On the next Kung Fu, the legend continues.
Saturday night at 10 on Minnesota 9.
Well, this is where every face-off becomes critical, especially in your own zone. Critical for the opposition to win it, and also for the defensive team to win it as well.
Collin and Hurley. Collin shooting, and Gilbert makes the save. There's Matt Collin again behind the net. He was wrapped up by the Hill player, Dan Hurley. At the blue line, Wagner shooting. That goes off a skate in the corner. From behind, Collin waiting to set up. Will he try the wraparound? He does. It's right in front. And skated away by Jeff Blossom, a heads-up play. Another wraparound, try right in front of backhand. And Gilbert makes a big save on Wyman. boards. Hurley trying to get it out. Could not. Oh, it did come out, I guess. But by a fraction of an inch. That was a very dangerous play there. Hurley took a gamble, reaching out with that stick, trying to get control of it instead of getting in front of it or play the body, and they nearly skated right past him. Doesn't
well,
come
you're
out.
absolutely right. The whole puck has to come out, and it does not come out. And a tough call by the official, but that's the way he saw it, and so it takes away any threat that the Spuds may have had.
That's part of the danger with the 2-referee, 1-linesman system. You've got all 3 of those officials in constant fluid motion, whereas if, particularly in the NHL, when you got your 2 linesmen set, they're going to have a little better look at that line and less likely to miss a call like that. And they wrap it loose, and from behind, and then Arnold is there. 10 minutes to go in regulation. It's a 3-3 hockey game. Brent Godbout up against the wall, and he's jammed up there. Long lead pass, that's broken up. Brennan trying to pry it loose on the boards. They kick around at it, and it finally comes free to Rob Grammer. Grammer right up the middle with a pass. That's picked off. Pignato moving in. And Brecky gets a glove on it and holds on. Ooh, there was nearly a gift.
Well, this line has been certainly a strong point for the Pioneers tonight, as Brennan and Brent Godbout and also Pignato making things happen. You can see right here, the puck is picked up by Pignato. He has to go on the outside. He loses it momentarily, and he comes right back into it. But there was no cigar to be had there, as Troy Brecky was right down on top of the play, and he was not going to let that puck loose.
Now Gavronsky gets ready for the face-off as you look at Pignato and his line mates there, Godbout and Brennan. Pretty good baseball trio they are for the Pioneers once spring rolls around. And the Spuds control from this face-off. Back out at center ice. And flipping it in is Sean Goslin. Spuds will set up once more. Kraft has it. Forced to the outside, but delivered the pass, and then the lead for Arnold was a bit overled, and an icing call, and Arnold is slammed up against the wall by Sean Goslin. Not slammed, but nudged, but it's an icing call. So with the score, 3-all, this is high school hockey, 93, live from St. Paul.
Just announced a double bonus offer on Ford Escort, the best-selling car in its class. Right now, get up to $500 cash back, plus 5.9% financing for 48 months. That's right, up to $500 cash back, plus 5.9 financing on Ford Escort. Choose from LXs, LXEs, GTs, sedans, wagons. Up to $500 cash back, plus 5.9 financing for 48 months. See your local Ford dealer right now, because this offer definitely ends March 31st.
Couple of updates in consolation action. Faribault a 6-3 winner over Ticino Grace, and Orono leads Minneapolis South 2-0 net game in the 3rd period. Crushing check thrown there by Sean Goslin. He can play very physically and took the man out nicely. Up on the far side, Gavronsky shooting it in. Brecky, the goaltender, off to clear it. A little forechecking pressure. Here's Jason Godbout, a wraparound, a goal! And the Pioneers have the lead as Jason Godbout came in deep again. It's 4-3.
Jason Godbout once again doing a tremendous job as he has scored 2 goals in a row here, and he's got the ability. We talked about him going from that defensive position, moving on ice, and he can do exactly that. And with the speed he has, he'll just pick up the puck right here as the Spuds once again not able to handle it. And a good play also as he comes around and just makes his stuff around, and you can see the puck coming right in off of the pad of the goaltender at that point, and Troy Brecky can't believe that he allowed that one in, but nonetheless he did. And Hill Murray, who was behind by 3, now lead by 1.
Godbout gets the goal, Gavronsky and Dopp the assists, and it's 4-3. And this puck goes out of play. We'll have a face-off. Goal number 14 for Jason Godbout.
And that's his 3rd goal of the tournament as well.
They can really make it happen. And they have here tonight. Loose puck kicked back behind the net. Cullen goes after it, but he was checked on the play by Laszlo. Still was able to work it up onto the far side. Spuds pulling it into the zone, and it slipped right back out by Laszlo. In, out, and then back in again, and so we've got an offside call. Our score is now the Pioneers 4 and the Spuds 3. This is High School Hockey 93, live from St. Paul.
I've always wanted to make people look and feel good about themselves. And I get that chance every day at Great Clips. I listen to what they want before I ever start cutting, because I want my customers to love how they look. People can stop in when it's convenient, evenings, weekends, without an appointment. They know they'll get a great haircut at a great price every time. Look at that. And that's what Great Clips is all about.
Our style is your style.
Well, a look at Fred Hennon, who was pulled out after the Spuds got off to a 3-0 lead at the 7-11 minute mark of the first period. And since then, when he was behind 3-0, I'm sure he felt pretty bad. But right now, I think he's riding a little bit high as his team has come back.
Now the Spuds will try to set up in the Pioneer zone. A check thrown on the far side by Dan Hurley, and he drops his man Cullen. They work it around on the far side. It's hit by Laszlo. And here come the Pioneers, 2 men out. They bring it in. This is Hurley cutting to the middle. A drop pass. It's got it. Aaron Laszlo, and it's a 5-3 Hill Murray lead.
What a nice play by Hurley as he went down there and put the perfect pass right on Laszlo. Laszlo had the speed coming down there, and now the Pioneers have a 2-goal lead. Interesting, after giving up the first 3 goals, they have not allowed a goal in almost 32 minutes. And you can see the direction of this game as it's going right now. As you watch right here, Dan Hurley coming down. He makes a nice little pass as he pulls the defenseman, and before anyone can get over to Laszlo, he puts it away, and a big goal for the Pioneers.
Hurley getting 1 assist, Smith the other. 7-11 the time, and a timeout has been called by Moorhead, and you can understand why. They had a 3-goal lead and looked like they could be in control of this one, but now we have a 5-3 hockey game. That's our score. This is High School Hockey 93, live from the St. Paul Civic Center.
Aisle 2. It's for you. Hello?
Mrs. Ward, this is TCM.
Yeah?
If you could change the way banks do business, what would you change?
Put them in more convenient places?
Such as?
Right here at Cub Foods. And then you could be open 7 days a week.
Thank you, Mrs. Ward. Oh, nice sweater.
Oh, thank you.
TCM, banking the way you want it.
Well, the Pioneers doing a great job as Mark Smith got the puck up initially to Aaron Laszlo. He comes in. You could see him draw the defense in there. And Laszlo just coming in on the fly. Ryan Kraft of the Spuds not able to get to him in time. And Laszlo just puts it away. And that was a good goal. There's no question about it. An important goal. Interesting also, that goal came at the 7-11 mark of the period to give them a 2-goal lead. That's the time in the first period when the goaltender was pulled after giving up the first 3.
An interesting twist of irony there, and a 5-3 Hill Murray lead. And the Spuds are really going to have to torque it up a couple of notches here. With half a period to go, they're down by 2. A backhand shot is stopped by the goaltender, Brecky. Now into the far corner, Pignato. He takes a hit on the wall. Shot around by the player Dan Frisch to the near side. They fire it out at center. Here's Arnold. He weaves through one. Takes a bump on the play, and he's jammed up on the wall. And controlling the puck is Sean Goslin. Goslin getting it out at center ice. And it's flipped right back in by Dan Frisch. Jeff Blossom, the junior defenseman, rattles it off the wall to get it to Pignato at center. He tips it loose, but now controlled by Rory Corton. Corton had it redirected to the line. Goslin had a piece of it, and then the puck is underneath Ryan Frisch, and we get a stoppage out at center.
In this period, Hill Murray with 5 shots on net. 3 of those have resulted in goals.
Now a final from the Target Center. Orono, a 3-0 winner over Minneapolis South. And we mentioned the other final of that consolation round. Faribault 6, Totino Grace 3. Here, Hill Murray down by 3-0 has rallied with 5 straight goals to take a 5-3 lead. Pressure around the Moorhead net again. Brecky to save a big rebound, and it's still loose. And finally shot right into the goaltender by Tyler Burkwall, and Brecky holds on.
Well, Burkwall had the puck there. If he would have pulled back the puck just a little bit, he would have been able to come high with it. But he very quickly tried to jam it in there. As you watch the play once again, you can see the action, and the Spuds have really seemed to have lost a lot of their composure in this third period. You'll see the initial save being made by Brecky, and watch right here. Instead of pulling back just a little bit towards him and getting up high, he just tries to overpower the goaltender and unable to put it into the net.
Pioneers scored their 3 goals on the first 4 shots of the period. And now they have taken 8 shots on goal. Back behind the Spuds net. Shot up around in the near boards, and another penetrating hit. 2 more penetrating hits, the last one thrown by Dan Hurley. Back out at center ice, they will regroup. Shot across to Gosselin on the far side, or at least to Blossom. Now Paquin has it for Moorhead. And Moorhead appears to be a bit derailed as the Pioneers have adjusted well. A centering pass is tipped away by Gosselin. Moorhead player was knocked down. I thought maybe there would be a penalty coming out of that, but none called. Lead pass ahead. Mark Smith breakaway speed. He's hauled down. There'll be a penalty coming up. We saw a penalty shot at the Target Center this afternoon, but just a tripping penalty here. That was borderline, and I think the referee was very deliberate in making the call.
I don't think there's any question. Mark Smith breaking in here, and he has the speed going in, but you also look at the defenseman, Rory Corton, has to dive at him, and with that stick pulls him down. One of the things is, you see the position of the puck, it's off to the side rather than in front, and that may have been the deciding factor whether there should be a penalty shot. But nonetheless, there is none, and that's a tough call to make at times.
It really is. There is Corton off for tripping. And it'll be Hill's second power play of the game. .9:05 the time. From the draw, the puck goes to the side of the net. Spuds trying to work it up on the near side, shorthanded. But Salvavold had a little trouble with his skates. Now Chad Brennan got it back to the far point. Jason Godbout sends it to the near side. Blossom shooting. Brecky to save. Watch that rebound. It's loose. Then cleared away. Now bringing it out to center ice is Salvavold. Shorthanded 2-on-2. They hit the line. Shallow angle. He fired a rising shot that nearly had the rebound, but Jason Godbout was there to knock it away. Salvavold applying the pressure. A wraparound. Oh, how it didn't go in, I don't know. And it's cleared but not out. Arnold dumping it in deeper. I thought for sure that was a 5-hole goal. 1:15 in the power play, and now a whistle. Apparently we've got a goal that has come loose, and a face-off coming up.
Well, I have to agree with you. I think that there has to be some luck at times, and Dave Gilbert got that as the Spuds coming very close here. Once again, there's a shot way on the outside, and the defense doing a good job of keeping those shooters away from that dangerous area. Here's a second wraparound attempt that we see also, and you can see the puck just flipping up there, and everyone trying to get a piece of it, and it is a game of inches.
Gilbert has come in and done the job he's had to do. He has shut down the Spuds and allowed the Pioneers to rally from a 3-goal deficit to a 2-goal lead. Now Chad Brennan getting ready for a face-off, and he'll be going against Ryan Kraft, their leading scorer, number 19. Drop pass back at the blue line. It's tipped but not out. Spuds short for another minute 4. And tracking it down far side is Pignato. Pignato ran right into his own man, Brennan, and it's cleared right back out at center ice. Now Jason Godbout trying to track it down, but he was tied up. It pops loose in over the line, and a sprawling play by Arnold to break it up. Carried in over the line by Kraft, who fires, and a stick save by Gilbert. Blossom is there to clear it away. Now Jeff Blossom to center, 3-on-2 with a man advantage. They carry it in. Rolls it towards the goal mouth, and it's played away by Brecky. Here's Wegner. Threading a pass, but just a bit too far for Arnold. Gilbert out to play it away. He is spun around and put down. There's no penalty, or is there? Oh, the goaltender, Dave Gilbert, is down. Arnold bumped into him. And at the moment, there is no penalty signal.
Well, I don't know, going back down there, when you're a goaltender, you come out of the net like that, you're free game when you're that far away. And
yeah, that protected area goes dot to dot, and then back. Let's see how hard he's hit.
He got a bell rung a little bit. I think he may have got the shoulder into the helmet area. I don't think he was hit quite that hard. I think also at the same time he's trying to make it look good too.
Oh yeah.
Here's maybe even a better angle. Just get a little piece of him.
Yep, he played the puck. Yeah. A little shoulder and elbow in there maybe, but I don't think a penalty.
Great story. Who was it from Winnipeg got hurt and he couldn't remember who he was, and they said to him, "Tell me he's Wayne Gretzky." See if he can help our cause. You're Ken Dryden.
And that is Fred Hedden, the starting goaltender, looking on. I think he'll probably stay on the bench there because Dave Gilbert looks okay.
We talk about funny things happening in sports and in hockey. I can relate to, I was telling the story earlier where Murray Oliver got hit one time at the Mets Center and was laying on the ice, and Jude Druin came over to the bench, his teammate, and said, "Quick, give me a towel. Murray's bleeding all over the ice." And I threw him the towel, and a few minutes later he came back, and the towel was pure white. There was nothing on it. I said, "I thought you said he was bleeding." Jude said to me, "Oh," he said, "I thought he was, but he was only laying on the face-off dot." So there is humor on the ice as well.
How are you supposed to recover from that? Now 4:07 to go in regulation time with a 2-goal Hill Murray lead. They feed it to the Spuds line and then dump it in. Mike Gavronsky going in after it. He avoids Wegner. Arnold has the puck. And the penalty is over. We're 5 skaters aside. It's brought in by Haberlock. Haberlock trying to weave his way in, but Jason Gottbaut is there to knock it away. Now it's played up along the near wall. Finally controlled by Brad Dopp. He gets it out at center. 3-on-2. They bring it in. Here's Burkwall, right wing, centering it. And Brecky makes the save, then holds on. And as the puck comes loose, the whistle goes. But a little too late for the Pioneers.
You know what's interesting right now is, as the Spuds are coming back in, they had one man coming in with the puck, and there were 5 white jerseys around him. He really had no place to go. All of a sudden, you come back the other way, there were 4 white jerseys going the other way with only a couple of black ones back there as well. And that shows you the transition game and how quickly you've got to be able to go from defense to offense to make things happen here. And certainly the Pioneers are in the driver's seat right now with 3:34 to go in the third period. They lead by 2.
From the face-off, they scramble for the puck. Cleared up on the near wall, out at center ice. It's played across to Blossom. Now off a skate at center. They converge on it again. It comes free to Goslin. Long shot, and Brecky makes the save. Back behind the net, Dan Frisch plays it around to the far side. And they work it to the center ice area. A pass is deflected away by Aaron Laszlo. And digging in for the puck is Salvo. He goes down. Here's Laszlo up on the far side, starts to move it ahead. Laszlo to center, working it up on the near boards to Mark Smith. Smith got it into the corner for Hurley. His third line is out now for the Pioneers with under 3 minutes to go in regulation. In deep, now to the point, waiting. Goslin shooting right on, rebound, another save. And Brecky gets the whistle again. That puck, I don't think was covered the way Brecky reacted there, but the whistle went.
Well, he was looking for it. He wasn't quite sure where it was, and he was looking behind, but the referee very quick to make the call. You mentioned that third line for the Pioneers. They've done a good job here tonight. They've been instrumental, and we talked about the depth of the 2 hockey clubs. Everyone thought, well, the Pioneers might not be as deep, but that third line has come out here and proven a lot of people wrong.
I tell you what, the more we're able to watch Hill Murray play and get more familiar with their players and see how they can play, I think that goaltending change way back in that first period is now, as I look at it, less and less a reflection on the play of Fred Hedden, and more and more on the message to get the rest of the team, the skaters, fired up, because they have been playing an outstanding hockey game since. They are making things happen. And they have a 5-3 lead. Brett Gottbaut shooting it in, and he was unceremoniously dumped by Rory Corton. Now here's Paquin out at center ice. Jason Gottbaut with the interception, firing it ahead through everybody, and an icing call with 2:22 to go in the third period.
Well, Hill really playing very well right now. They are the smallest school in the Twin Cities Suburban Conference with an enrollment of 523. Moorhead, on the other hand, enrollment at 1109. But they are well coached, and the likes of a former Pioneer himself, Steve Rawlick.
And let's examine the mood a little bit on that Spuds bench. And a little eager there. They're up. That's, for them, a great sign. Rather than being sitting back and having their heads hung down here, down by 2, they're eager. Everybody is waiting for that next shift out on the ice. Christian Graham races it ahead, gets it up on the far side. Here comes Brent Gottbaut. Centers it in front for Pignato, and that just failed to click. Now the Spuds back the other way down by 2 with 2 minutes to go. Whoa, Kraft weaving in. Salvador trailing, shooting! And the save made by Gilbert. He holds on. That one looked like that was going to snake through the pads.
Well, the play started way back in the Spud zone. It was Arnold making the play initially, and when you make the play like that, you've got to come up with a play as well. You'll watch it here as it takes place. Here's the shot coming, and the little deke coming right there. Now all of a sudden, you've got a player coming up who has the ability to put the puck in net, and that's Salvovold, who tries very hard to put it in, as they are pressing right now. But unfortunately, they were not able to get behind the netminder, Dave Gilbert.
Gilbert in the net, smallish, as you can see, at 5'7" and 155, and just kind of have this feeling that things are going this young man's way right now.
Well, they certainly are. You also saw he put that glove in behind the pads. He knows the puck is there someplace. You want to make certain that it doesn't leak out on the backside and someone puts it in.
To be precise, 1:58 left in regulation time. And the Spuds need 2 to tie it. They're pretty relaxed. Guarantee the players on the ice are not nearly close to celebrating at all. Now Arnold shot it to the line and hit the linesman's skate. Graham clears it out. And Grammer shot it back in, but then they relay it quickly to center. It comes free. Paquin brings it in. He's got Cullen. Fired wide. Up on the far boards, it's fired out of the zone by Gavoronsky all the way down. Will it be an ice? Yes. And an extra effort given by Brad Dopp to go after the puck, but he was locked up with one of the Spud players.
And it would have been very close if he had been able to get to that puck or not. And it could have been a hooking call made on the play as Dopp was going full bore trying to get to it to nullify that icing call and keep play going back in the Spud zone. You watch right here, the puck is slowing down. We'll watch he comes into the action, but he was already hooked at that point. And he was not very happy about the play. But nonetheless, the icing call brings it back into the Pioneer zone to the right of the goaltender, Dave Gilbert.
So Dopp says, hey, I was hooked, and Arnold says, hey, I was charged. And neither will get a penalty called against the other. 94 seconds. Cullen will handle this faceoff against Dan Hurley. Both teams with their third lines out there, perhaps saving the best or their number 1 lines for the final 45 seconds or so. Now here's Cullen behind the net. He's checked. Now they try to dart in as one of the Hill players lost the stick. Kraft centers it, and a shot goes off the middle. Point blank shot. I'm sure you can hear that one ring like a bell. And Louis Paquin wants it again.
Well, Paquin had the opportunity right there. He wanted to go up high with the shot. He did that. But as you mentioned, Frank, hitting that metal was certainly a sound you could hear up here in the broadcast booth as well. Here's a play coming over, the pass over to Paquin. And right on the money, he's going to put it. But unfortunately, a little bit off the target as Kraft made the perfect pass to him. But they could not connect.
Crossbar or pipe, I'm not sure. It doesn't matter much. Whichever one, a couple of a fraction of an inch the other way, and it might have deflected in. Long shot, stopped by Gilbert. He leaves it at the side of the net. Blossom back behind. They're pulling their goalie with 1:09 to go and putting an extra skater on. At the line, it's kept alive and moving in his Salvovold shooting. A loose puck dribbles into the corner. 6 skaters for the Spuds who need 2 goals to tie. And under a minute to go. Salvovold has it in the near corner, then lost it. The puck is fired to center ice, intercepted by Arnold. Arnold firing it up on the far side. Paquin tried to shoot it in. It was checked. Blossom got a piece of it. Now it's fired out of the zone by Brennan. At the line, it's offside. It will not count. And they're going to say a face-off out at center.
Well, Brent Godbout waiting for that puck to come to him. Situations like that, you wonder about a player. Should you be playing offensively or should you thinking more to play defensively? He's waiting for that puck to come to him. They haven't got it yet. Maybe he better come back in to help out in case something happens.
Yeah, absolutely. With a 2-goal lead, they don't need to score anymore. I mean, the onus here is on the Spuds to put it in twice. And they can just line up a flying wedge if they want in front of the goal to just keep things loose. Now it's shot all the way down by Brennan. And it's rolling in. They're going to wave off the icing here. Now Pequin tries to work it up along the near boards as you see the time running out on Moorhead. Out to center ice, and it's deflected away. Cullen has it. Hits the line. The Pioneers are there waiting for him. In the slot, Pequin tries to beat up. He fires. Gilbert, a big save. 12 seconds left. Fired up off the near glass. It'll roll deep in the zone. Will there be icing? No, they wave it off. And this game will come to an end. Hill Murray advances to the finals against Bloomington Jefferson.
Well, I think that kind of tells the story right there, Frank. There's no question when you've got a team down by 3 goals in the first 7-11 of a period, and they come back, that tells you they've got a team to be reckoned with. You saw the Spuds, on the other hand, a very dejected team, too, as they thought they had it. But as we said at the beginning, if you get a 3-goal lead, you got to be careful because so often you see the other team rallying around. A psychological move by the coach, perhaps, and the goaltending change. But one that worked and one that will pay them dividends by putting him into the final tomorrow night here in St. Paul.
The Godbouts led the way. They had a big evening, and the Moorhead Spuds desperately wanted to get back into that final game tomorrow night to avenge last year's loss in the final game to Jefferson. And what a night for Dave Gilbert. 6th championship game for this team, with titles coming in 1983 and 1991. In 83, they won the title, and it was the last team to go undefeated in the state of Minnesota. 91, they beat Duluth East. And they have had quite a tournament history. Runners-up 4 times, 3rd place 2 times, consolation champions 2 times. Tomorrow night, they're going to have a real tough game against a near-flawless Jefferson team. So it'll be an all-Metro final. The Spuds, as you can see, some of the players in near tears already. And this is a jubilant bunch of Pioneers. A gritty performance. They had to work for this one. There was no laying back on their laurels here. They were down by 3, and they did what they had to do, scoring the next 5 in the game and shutting out Moorhead. Quite a celebration starting already. On the TCF scoreboard, here is the final in this semifinal game. Hill Murray Pioneers 5, the Moorhead Spuds 3. Stay with us. We'll be back at the Civic Center with highlights and interviews, and also our TCF play of the game.
It's a beautiful day here at the Maple Street 500. Here comes the Previa. Here's the driver, Dan Chambers. Who's the babe? That's Mom. Look how Previa handles that curve. Rack and pinion steering, bud. Passing the lead car. Tweet Cam 16-valve power, dude. Way to go, Dad.
Guys.
Uh-oh. Gotta cut to commercial. I love what you do for me, Toyota.
From Christian Brothers, the new Heat and Shoot electric blade replacement tool. It's the easy way to replace hockey blades in composite and aluminum handles. Place the new Heat and Shoot around the blade end of the shaft. Place your foot on the blade and pull the handle from the blade. Once the blade has been removed, turn the stick over and place the butt end on the floor. Insert the new blade into the shaft. Heat and Shoot is the new and simple way to replace blades in the Christian composite and aluminum handles. The new Heat and Shoot from Christian Brothers, Warroad, Minnesota.
Well, there could be a number of words to describe this one, and dramatic might be an understatement. What an incredible hockey game. 3-0 Moorhead led at 7:11 of the first period. And then it was time for a goalie change, and Hill Murray came roaring right back, picking up goals very methodically. As you said, You got to score the first one before you can score the third, and certainly before the fifth.
Well, you know, what's amazing also is the way they played this hockey game. They came out, and both teams had some good chances in the early minutes, the first minute and a half or so, but then it was all the spuds, and they really controlled things. But from that 7-11 on, it was all a change about as the Pioneers just seemed to kept pecking away and making things happen. They got stronger, they got more confidence in themselves, and they came back in a very, I think, maybe not surprising victory, but one that I think the Pioneers felt they were going to win. They knew they were going to be in a tough hockey game. It was a tough game, but they were the victors.
If not surprising, certainly stunning. It sure captivated the crowd here. Led by the Godbouts, they rallied to win, and they also got some excellent goaltending in relief, if you will, from Dave Gilbert. And a lot of factors figured into this victory for Hill Murray, and I have a feeling most of those factors are standing around our three guys down at ice level. We understand there's quite a crowd around there, and I'm not sure who to introduce. Take it away.
Hey, we've got quite a crowd of fans, too, Frank and Tom, because Hill Murray rallied from behind in very impressive fashion. They dominated the last two periods, and they're going into that final game. We'll start on this end with Steve Rowlick, the coach. And, boy, two different games. What turned it around?
Well, it's just a matter of our kids. They always believed, even though we were down 3-zip, we came in the locker room and said it's just a matter of getting the bounces, and we just came back and worked hard, and that's what it comes down to, is hard work.
You played these guys at the holiday time. You knew they were tough, and you got behind, but still had enough resolve. What were the keys, did you think, to coming back?
Well, we remember that well in our minds. We talked about it before the game, and they took it to us in that Holiday Classic, and it's a matter of us bouncing back, and I'm just proud of our kids. We played well, and it's just a matter of we got one more to go.
You made the decision to change goaltenders, not maybe through any fault of Fred, but just to kind of change momentum?
Well, exactly. You know, that's why we got 20 guys on the team, and that's why we got two goaltenders. And it was a matter of, like you said, and Freddie wasn't making mistakes. It was a matter of we needed to change. David went in there and did the job, and the team rallied right around him.
Tying and winning goals were scored by Jason Godbout. He is next door here with Eric Nelson.
All right, Gilly, thank you. Congratulations. You go to the state finals against Bloomington Jefferson. 3 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, they're going in, you know, and luckily, I guess, you know, I shot from the goal line today and it went off a skate or something, went in, you know. Hard work pays off. All the guys are chipping in, and we got our work cut out for us tomorrow night.
It looked like it started to turn middle of the second period. You didn't have the lead, or you weren't even tied going into the break, into the third, but you were getting a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, we scored. We made it 3-2. We knew that we could come back. They're fast, but you know, we think we got a good skating club too, and we knew all we had to do was move our feet, and you know, the puck would start bouncing for us, and it did, and we came out on top.
You going to take Mr. Gilbert out to dinner?
Oh yeah, I can't say enough about this guy. He came up huge. You know, he hasn't been there for a while, and he steps in, and he plays out of his mind. He's unbelievable. That's when we got role players on this team, and that's what it's made of, and that's what makes championship teams. And I can't say enough about Dave. He played great.
Well, Paul Guggenheimer has Dave Gilbert right now. Paul.
All right, Dave. You were sitting on the bench. You're a senior. Your team was behind 3-0, so you were basically watching your career flash before you 1 minute, and then the next minute you're out there in goal. It was quite a turnaround for you.
Yeah, I was just glad the coach and the team had confidence in me and put me in, and I came through with the help of the team. A few of those were close, but we got them.
How hard is it to come into a game cold like that, especially a big state tournament semifinal game like this one?
Well, I had the crowd behind me and the team behind me, and when you got all them behind you, it's great.
There's a big save you made coming up right there. Took it in the chest and fought off the rebound nicely.
I got that one in the throat, right underneath my helmet, and it stung pretty good.
Here's another one. Oh, nice stop on the wraparound.
Yeah, it was good. I got my stick on it at the last second. I don't know. And then my defenseman cleared it. It was great.
What happened on the one play where you got elbowed in the helmet, you went down in the corner, and were you out of it there for a few minutes?
Yeah, I was out of it for about 5 seconds. It just got me good in the helmet, and I didn't know where I was for a little bit. But I came back, and the team came back, and everyone was behind everyone. It all came together.
You look happy but tired. The question is, are you ready to come back and start tomorrow night in the big game against Bloomington Jefferson?
Oh, yeah, I feel great. We got denied them the first time, and I just want to come back and play them this time. They're a great team, and wish them good luck.
Okay, I don't know if the decision's been made for sure yet. Might have been a little bit presumptuous there, Steve Rowlick, but we'll see what happens tomorrow night. The championship game coming up right here. We'll send it back upstairs.
Paul, thanks very much. You know, when you talk about Hill Murray and you think about Hill Murray, you do not think about role players. You normally think about standout players, but
truly it was, as Jason Godbout said, the role players that came through for him tonight.
Well, you have to have those players to be successful. You look at any team that wins championships, they've got the players on there who are willing to pay the price, to go into the corners, to make the hits. They're not always going to get the points, but those are the key players that help to put the championship ring on your finger.
And there was a key play of this game, the TCF play of the game. We'll show that to you right after this timeout.
Right now, buy a McDonald's extra value meal and get an NBA fantasy pack free. Or pick one up for only 59 cents with any other purchase. Win NBA fantasy prizes like ball person for a day at next year's All-Star Game.
Here you go. Thanks, Bill. Anytime, Michael.
And now a word from Michael Jordan. This month's McDonald's Burger of the Month is the McJordan Special.
Like I said.
A quarter pound of beef with cheese, smoked bacon, and tangy barbecue sauce. The McJordan Special. Talk about a crowd pleaser.
My husband Mark and I planned on a lot of things. A nice house, sending our son to college, and a comfortable retirement. We didn't plan on his early death. Mark made a lot of promises.
Don't worry, Mom, I'll study hard.
And you know, he kept those promises.
Protect your family's dreams. See a Farm Bureau agent about life insurance. With Farm Bureau Family, our most important policy is caring.
It will be long remembered as a memorable game as the Hill Murray Pioneers rally from a 3-goal deficit, 5-3. It'll also be remembered as a night that I made a new word up. But anyway, congratulations to Steve Rawlik and the Pioneers, and also to the Godbouts, who had a great night, and they were involved in our TCF play of the game, which turned out to be the game-winning goal.
You watch the play right here, and it's so important. You take the man, you make the hit, and it allows the puck to come free. That's where Brad Dopp did exactly that, as he took the man out of the play, and it was Jason Godbout who comes in and on the wraparound puts it in behind the netminder, and that was a big goal. That gave them the lead for the first time in the game. They had the lead.
Jason Godbout, the junior, and I may remind you again that he is the defenseman rushing in there. He picked up 2 goals tonight, also picked up 2 assists. He was in multiple points, as was his brother Brent with a goal and an assist. 2 points each also for Brennan, Dopp, and Govoronsky. Now let's go back to our threesome downstairs to get some final thoughts about the day's activities.
A little bit of a sad sight across the way. Terry Cullen with a group of writers gathered around him, and didn't end the way he wanted it to end, or his team for that matter. They wanted to get back and get another shot at Bloomington Jefferson in the final, but it is going to be Hill Murray going against the Jaguars, and should be a great matchup, Paul.
I think a lot of what the effect of last night's game, a very draining game, the Moorhead victory over Cloquet, I think it really affected the Spuds going into tonight's game. I think they were tired, and I talked about that with Terry Cullen after the first period. I was wondering if they would have the legs to finish the game out as strongly as they started it, and they didn't, and I think that had a great deal to do with it. I will be very surprised if Dave Gilbert is not starting in the Hill Murray Nets tomorrow night. His teammates really believe in him right now, and even though Steve Rawlik was hedging, I asked him after we were done with the interviews whether he was going to go with them in the Nets. I think he's got to.
Well, he doesn't right now. He's relied on both guys throughout the year. And we're going to have a situation where the state champion from 2 years ago is playing the state champion from last year, and both teams have been very strong throughout. They've been in big games before. They've watched their older brothers and people from the neighborhoods go on to this level, and now they're there. And I expect nothing but a great game, Eric.
Well, I think when you talk about these two schools, you talk about tradition, and we'll get wrapped up in tradition tomorrow night when they play. And really, I think the finals in Tier 2, it's got a northern flavor. You've got Evelyn Gilbert against Lake of the Woods. That'll have a very distinct accent to it. And then you've got the game tomorrow night, Hill Murray and Bloomington Jefferson. I mean, what else could you want, especially here in the Twin Cities metro area?
We have Minneapolis side against St. Paul side, so there's plenty to talk about tomorrow. We'll be back to bring it to you. Target Center in the afternoon, and back over here for the big Tier 1 tilt at night. Back upstairs.
All right, thank you, Threesome, and let's get a final thought here from Tom Reed. How do these two teams match up, Jefferson and Hill Murray?
Well, they talk about tradition, and there's no question there's a lot of tradition on those two clubs. And
and I know that Hill Murray just glad to be back into the championship round once again, but they have got a tough competition ahead of them. There's no question that Bloomington Jefferson has been the team all season long, and they have been the heavy favorites going into the tournament, but we've seen upsets before. But it's going to be a very, very tough road, I think, for the Pioneers. But in a game like this, where the confidence is back to what they were able to pick up in this game after being down by 3, you never know what's going to happen. But you can bet at the same time that the Jaguars are certainly going to be in a position where they feel very comfortable.
All right, there is the Tier 2 final matchup as Lake of the Woods will be taking on Evelyn Gilbert in the game live from the Target Center at 3. And then Jefferson takes its unblemished record to the ice here at the Civic Center against Hill Murray, and that game will start at 7 o'clock. Jefferson was a 4-1 winner over Elk River, and now Hill Murray a 5-3 winner over Moorhead. That's it from the Civic Center for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon. So long, everybody.
The 1993 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament has been brought to you by Great Clips. Every great stylist is trained to give you the look you want every time. By John's Red Chainsaws and Trimmers.